as he wins the Luke Nupp Racing 200. Minute can't get to the inside. Dane Cruz is there as they come through the tri-oval. Jeffrey Armistead is going to win the iRacing Funny 250. Mayor's going to block, coming down to it at the line. It's going to be, I think, Dylan Parker's going to go back-to-back. He will win here at Darlington. And Luke Nupp is going to be a winner in the Slide Jawb Racing League for the first time. He scores first time in his career. Blaze McKinney is a winner in the Slide Jawb Racing League. He takes the victory here at Kansas.
Across the line, Dalton Kilroy is your winner.
Jonathan Parker scores the victory, and then more importantly, he scores the Season 10 championship here in the Slide Jawb Racing League. We welcome you here to Charlotte Motor Speedway, where tonight the stars of the Slide Jawb Racing League, take on the Charlotte Oval to crown a winner of the All-Star race here tonight. It's going to be a fun one, a lot of racing coming your way here on JCTV. So we've got the All-Star Open, All-Star Qualifying, and the All-Star Race here. A lineup that's just stacked tonight as we get ready to rip and ride. Dawson out in the booth. Right now I'm by myself, currently waiting for my broadcast colleague, of who we do not know yet, to join me here tonight. But right now it's just me in the booth, so we'll get you through this race here tonight. We'll get you through having a nice fun race here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway as we get ready for All-Star Night here in the Slide Jawb Racing League. Currently 15 drivers are out on track, or at very least have set down a lap on track, including this current fastest car here in this practice, that being Dane Cruz, currently fastest car in the All-Star Open. Now, to explain the format really quickly, we'll just talk about the Open here. So we have all the drivers that have locked their way in by winning a race or making the playoffs throughout last season. So we've got all those openings. But then we've also got four more spots on the line here tonight. We have got your All-Star Open winner, second place finisher, and third place finisher. Top three from tonight's Open move on to the All-Star race. And then, of course, the fan vote winner will be crowned tonight, and they will make their way into the All-Star Open main event. So we'll see how things all shake out. But right there you see Dane Cruz shooting onto pit road here at full speed for no reason other than it's funny. Looking around the track, some more drivers. There is Stotty Too Hotty, Matthew Stotts, out on track in that number 51 machine. That's a Jeremy Clements paint scheme, it looks like. So he'll be out racing tonight in that marked to number 7, but it's the number 51 car. There's Oscar Enriquez out there spinning through the front stretch chicane. There's Jonathan Canfield in the JCTV Chevy Camaro, ready to do battle here tonight and try to punch his ticket into that All-Star main event. We'll see if he can do so tonight. He's going to have a bit of a tough road ahead of him to do so. Currently 12th of 15 fastest. We'll see what he can do, see if he can bounce back. But just ahead of him there is Michael Kruger, 4th fastest at the checkered flag falls. So we'll get ready for this All-Star Open, take you through the starting lineup here. It was determined by manner of reverse points standings. So it went from who was the lowest to the highest in points. So starting on the front row here tonight is going to be the number 7 of Matthew Stotts, the number 44 of William Turnbull. Robert Lucan starts the inside of row 2. To his outside is the 56 of Oscar Enriquez. Jeff Weimer in the 73 finds himself starting inside of JT Larson, row number 3. Row 4 sees JCTV's own Jonathan Canfield and Sean Kissany. And rounding out your top 10, it is Don Blazier and Jake Scarborough. And then rounding out the rest of your 15-car field, Dane Cruz and Austin J. McGill in row number 6. Row 7 sees Brett Bennett and Michael Kruger. And rounding it out, that fast lane number 91, that is Shane O'Neill. So here we go, getting ready to go. This is marked, it looks like it has a timed race. I'm unsure if it is. But it definitely looks like it's being scored as a timed race. Actually, no, it's 20 laps. 20 lap dash. So quick race analysis here. 20 laps, 29 miles. It's a top 3 that advance, and there is a fan vote winner that is on the line here as well. If they can't crack the top 3, they'll get their shot here in the All-Star race. Partly cloudy, 89-degree track temp as we get ready to go. 15 drivers looking to do battle. I would pull up a pick here in this open with the picker graphic, but we don't have two broadcasters in the booth right just yet, so I'll go ahead and make my pick at 56 of Oscar Enriquez. I think will be one of the 3 drivers to clinch his way in. I also think Dane Cruz will make his way through the field, and Michael Kruger back in 14th. Those are my 3 picks. Kruger, Cruz, Enriquez will be your 3 advancing to the feature. We'll see how it all shakes out, though, as we round through 3 and 4. The pace car is going to dive onto pit road. 20 laps to set the field here for the All-Star race. Top 3 move on. Who will be taking those 3 free spots? Green flag flies. We're racing in the All-Star Open. Stott's got a good jump. Robert Lucan's right there with him, trying to get up by him and race for this lead here. But that 51 of Stott's trying to pull away quickly and try to hold on to this spot. Meanwhile, looking back, William Turnbull dropped 8 spots on the drop with a green flag, make it 9. Oh, make it all the way back. Turnbull's already spun. Knocks Shane O'Neill down the pit lane. The caution flies, and Turnbull is around. Shane O'Neill got sent down pit lane. But Brett Bennett's got damage, as does Austin J. McGill. Take a look at your JCTV replay to see what happened with McGill and Bennett. We'll also see what happened to William Turnbull. He just gets sideways there. Bounces off somebody there, and then right here hits Shane O'Neill. But up ahead, you see it there between Brett Bennett and the 21 of Austin J. McGill. So he bounced off Jake Scarborough. Turnbull did, but right here, McGill trying to miss, and Bennett coming up the track and just boom. On board with Brett Bennett here. Just like that, Brett Bennett's likely going to have a end to the night early on here in this open race, but he's still got a shot with the fan vote if it were to go his way. We'll see if it does. In just about 5 minutes, voting will close for that All-Star fan vote to determine the winner that will advance into the All-Star race. We are under caution after that lap 1 incident with William Turnbull, Shane O'Neill, Brett Bennett, Austin J. McGill all being involved. That leaves just 11 drivers. But looking through it, Michael Kruger's up 3 spots. Hasn't really climbed up much, but Robert Lucan's Jeff Wimmer had a pretty good moves to get to the field. Canfield, Blazier, Cruz all up on the move forward. Let's see if they can keep that trend going as this short 20-lap race carries on. And so what you'll see here is something a bit different. Choose cone for this race, or it should be the choose cone. There's going to be a choose cone tonight in the All-Star race. I'm not too sure if it's being used in the Open. It looks like everybody's kind of following along with it being just the regular restarts here for the All-Star Open. Not worried about trying to choose or anything. So they'll line back up the way they should be here. So we'll see how things shake out. So when we get back racing here, Matthew Stotts will lead the field. It'll be 15 laps to go in this All-Star Open. Stotts with the luck of the draw, getting that top spot. See if he can hang on to it. Robert Luke and Jeff Weimer in the other two spots that will be advancing to the Open, to the main. We'll see if they can take advantage of it. 15 laps to go. Pace car will dive off, leaving the field in the hands of Matthew Stotts and Robert Lukens, your front row, heading for the Geico restart zone. The green flag is back out, back racing here in the Open. Lukens trying to get a run, can't quite get there. Stotts is going to hold steady in the lead, but Lukens is continuing to try to move around and find something to get by that number 51 machine. Meanwhile, side by side for third, Enriquez to the outside of Jeff Weimer. He's going to get it. Weimer, though, still fighting back on the inside, trying to get there. Lukens now going to try the top side through 1 and 2. They're 3 wide back in the back, by the way, too. Austin J. McGill on the outside of Michael Kruger and Jake Scarborough. He's on a mission to march forward. We'll see if he can do it, but here comes Robert Lukens trying to get around the 51 of Matthew Stotts. Oscar Enriquez may have smacked the wall there on the outside of Don Blazier as he moves by for fourth. Stotts really hasn't been able to pull away. Lukens has been all over his back bumper this entirety of this green flag run here these past 2 laps. He's going to see if he can try to peek and make a move here, trying to get to the bottom and wrap that bottom better than the 51 does. Looking back in the background, up 5 spots from the drop of the green flag. It is the number 1 of Dane Cruz trying to get to the inside of Oscar Enriquez there. Couldn't quite do it. Enriquez slams the door, but Dane Cruz is going to peek to the inside once again, down the back straightaway. And Dane is looking for another spot here on the 56. And it looks like he's going to try to slide up and get it. Indeed, he does. Dane Cruz now up to 5th on the march forward, trying to go for this top 3 spot. Meanwhile, up front, still a battle between Stotts and Lukens for the lead. Oh, in the wall in the background there, behind Canfield, I believe that's Sean Kissany and JT Larson and Michael Kruger battling all together. That's a battle for 8th. Kissany got the wall, Larson to the inside, and Kruger there on the outside trying to make some magic happen, but he's kind of running out of time here as we've only got 11 laps to go, excuse me. That time by for the number 81 of Michael Kruger trying to fight through the field. He's only up to 10th. He has not been able to work through this field. So this number 81 is probably going to have to rely on this fan vote here if it can go his way. Battle for third, though, is all but behind Jeff Weimer in the 73. He has got Enriquez and Cruz side by side. Enriquez got a little loose on the bottom, slips up, gets side by side with Dane Cruz. Don Blazier to the inside of Sean Kissany now as well for 6th. 10 laps to go. Weimer hanging on to the final spot. Kissany side by side with Enriquez now. Dane Cruz closing in on that 3rd place car. We'll see if that one machine can punch his ticket to the All-Star race. They're continuing to fight hard Scrappy back in the background trying to get these positions they can get. Jonathan Canfield to the inside. Michael Kruger on the outside trying to make it stick if he can. And Don Blazer going to slide up. Ooh, Kruger got the wall. He's all over the back bumper of Don Blazer. As they make their way through 3 and 4, making it 3 wide there with Canfield and Blazer. Oh, and Canfield gets turned into Michael Kruger. Caution flag will fly again with 8 laps to go in the open. And just like that, Michael Kruger's hopes for making the All-Star race have been dashed. Take a look back at your JCTV replay, and Michael Kruger's night is going to end just about the same way that teammate Brett Bennett's night ended in the garage area for now. We'll see what happened. They were 3 wide there, and Blazer, I don't know if Blazer came down or if Canfield came up, but vicious hit for the 81 and the 16 of Jonathan Canfield and Michael Kruger. Don Blazer getting swept up in it as well. It looks like Canfield was coming up and Blazer was there, and just heavy contact there for that 16 and the 81 and even the 23 of Don Blazer. We'll go on board. 23. Big hit. On the flip side of being involved, let's take a look at who made it through. 77 Jake Scarborough. And we'll also go on board the 29 of JT Larsh, just ahead of him here. The field stacks back up. Through the midst of all that chaos, Robert Lukens is your race leader. Somehow, some way, Robert Lukens took the race lead. We'll take a look back at that just really quickly as well. This is just before that caution. Lukens was working, trying to set the pass up. Finally got to the inside of Matthew Stotts. And you'll see here, he gets clear right as that wreck happened. So he had just gotten the race lead as the caution came out. So a perfect time for Robert Lukens to take over the top spot and to become the race leader. With that, we've still got a couple cars running here. We've got Robert Lukens, Matthew Stotts, Jeff Weimer, Sean Kissedy, JT Larsh, your top 5. Jake Scarborough is in 6. But then we have something interesting here. Dane Cruz to Oscar Enriquez came down pit road and got fresh tires. Austin J. McGill also was on pit road that time, getting some extra damage repair, and likely took a set as well. So 9 cars currently scored on the racetrack. Michael Kruger, Don Blazer, Jonathan Canfield, Shane O'Neill, Brett Bennett, William Turnbull not going to be able to return to this race. Or actually, it looks like Shane O'Neill is out there. But he is 12 laps down as he pulls back onto pit road. There you see Michael Kruger gassing it up off of pit lane. He is going to try to go for it here with that damaged car. I don't think that's going to work unless these guys start piling up. And even then, I don't know if we have any green-white checkers here in this open session. So we'll have to just kind of play it by ear and see what happens. Michael Kruger, 10th place right now, is going to try and get back in this thing, but I don't know if he'll be able to. So with the cross stripe, it'll be 4 laps to go. Looking at a 3-lap shootout, barring any overtimes or anything like that, if we have any. Top 3 advance. Top 6 did not pit at all this race. 7th place, Dane Cruz back there is on fresh tires, as is Oscar Enriquez in 8th. 2 of them electing to come down pit lane. We'll see if maybe fresh tires with 3 laps to go are going to help them march through this field to get to those top 3 spots. They don't have far to go, but they still got to get by 6 cars to get up in this battle. Robert Lukens, though, took the lead right as the caution flag came out. Right time, right place for that 20 machine. He looks to see if he can punch his ticket to the All-Star race with a win here in the Open. So we got 3 laps to go. Can Robert Lukens punch his way into this All-Star race, the win here in the Open? Or will we maybe see those tires work out in favor of Dane Cruz and Oscar Enriquez? We got 3 laps to determine it. Pace car dives off. It's the 20 of the 7, or actually the 20 of the 51, making it the front row, heading for the Geico restart zone. The green flag falls. 3 more to go here in the All-Star Open. Wimmer to second, Stotts back to third. Sean Kissany going to the bottom, to the inside of Matthew Stotts, who now fades to 4th. And maybe a slight brush with the wall, but down the backstretch, it is all Robert Lukens leading the field here through 3 and 4. Enriquez and Cruz kind of stuck in a bad situation, trying to make some moves. They got 2 laps to try and make their way up to the top 3. Can they do it? Enriquez clear of Cruz. He is the highest up on drivers that pit, and he's only up to 7th. Now going to try to go to the outside. Can the fresh tires make do? Oh, there they go. Scarborough, Cruz, McGill are around. The caution flies. Enriquez had gotten up to 5th. If there are no overtimes, it looks like there are. No, we will have overtime. But Jake Scarborough, Dane Cruz, and Austin J. McGill, yet again, McGill involved in an accident here, trying to push hard at the end of this race. Let's see what happened to that 21 machine. At a turn 2 right here. Oh, a lot of net code there between McGill and Scarborough. They were not even touching each other, and it registered contact, and unfortunate that that is the way that that goes. Scarborough and McGill were not even close. On board with that 77 Jake Scarborough. We'll also go on board with the 81 of Michael Kruger here, who is back in the background. You can see up ahead how there is no contact between these two. It is just, there is no contact. And around they go, and it takes out McGill and Dane Cruz. Take a look from the sky here. See where Scarborough kind of bobbles there. Enriquez got to run the outside. You see no contact there, just bad net code. An unfortunate break for Cruz, McGill, and Scarborough. Likely will not have a ticket to the All-Star race. So with an overtime attempt, see how this shakes things up here in this race. Really quickly, if it looks like he's not in a team chat, so we won't pull in the driver of that number 20 machine. We'll pull in 2nd place real quick, Sean Kissany. Hey, Sean Kissney, this is Dawson Alp in the booth. You got a copy? Already currently second place in this open with a chance to transfer to the main. What do you think you're going to have to do to hold off the hard charge that we have for some of these guys that are taking those tires?
Oscar's back there with fresh tires. I'm just hoping that I can hold them off. It's 2 laps to go, so who knows?
Yeah, with those 2-lap shootouts, you never know how it's going to play out, but you've been able to make your way up here, up 6 spots from the drop of the green flag here to the second spot. Do you think second, even if you can't get by Lucas, do you think second's still going to be safe, or maybe you have a little reservations about that second place spot?
I think it'll be safe. I mean, I'm not going to try anything ridiculous to try to get the win. I mean, it's not worth doing a Jimmy Johnson and risking your all-star race, but I'm just going to see how it plays out.
Alrighty, we'll see. That is your current second place runner, Sean Kissney, here. See if he has a chance to move on to this all-star race here tonight. Good luck, Sean.
Thank you.
And we'll see what that driver, the number 10, can do. Still got a good shot here. Second place right now as it stands. We've got 9 cars on the lead lap. One of them being Michael Kruger, who's heavily damaged and getting damage repair. Austin Jim McGill as well, having a lot of damage repair. So we'll see how things kind of go in their way. Dane Cruz also currently 6th. Somehow, some way, he did not pit. He stayed out. Let's see what happens to that number 1 machine. He is going to push to see if he can get this all-star berth with that car that's ready to go to the scrapyard. Should be interesting. So we should get 1 to green this time by. Lights are indeed off on the pace cars, so we'll see Kissney pull to the outside lane. We get ready to go here. Overtime in the All-Star Open here in the Slight Job Racing League. We were promised 20 laps. Instead, we've got 25 for you here, barring any more cautions. But looky there, Oscar Enriquez on those fresher tires is right there in 4th, just to the outside of row number 2. In a great spot to go for an all-star berth. We'll see if he can do it in these 2 laps. But Robert Lukens made the move at the right time to get by Matthew Stotts for the race lead. He's held it since that earlier caution that took out Jonathan Canfield, Michael Kruger, and Don Blazier. Can he advance to the all-star race? Will we maybe see somebody else stick their nose in and get the win? We'll have to see here. 2 laps to determine it. Lukens, Kissney, Wimmer, Enriquez, Larsh, Cruz, Stotts, McGill, Kruger. Those are your 9 that are on track that have a chance to advance. Shane O'Neill's there as well, but he is 13 laps down in 13th. Will not play a factor. Green flag flies. Lukens on the gas pedal. We are racing in overtime in the All-Star Open. Kissney still up top, not fully clear a second yet. He's going to try to clear this time. Indeed he does. Now here comes Enriquez to the outside. The battle is for 3rd. This is for the transfer spot. On those fresher tires, Enriquez can wrap the top. He gets by Wimmer. Wimmer, the 73, drops back to 4th. The white flag is out for Robert Lukens. 1 final lap here on the All-Star Open. Enriquez looks for 2nd now on Sean Kissney. Enriquez may have to send it off in the corner to go for the win, but he's got a chance here. Down the back on those fresh tires. Can he do it? Heading through 3 and 4. Enriquez is going to have a big run at it. Can he get to the outside in time? No! Out of 4. Robert Lukens, Oscar Enriquez, and Sean Kissney will lock their way into the All-Star race. Robert Lukens wins the Open here at Charlotte. Robert Lukens celebrating that All-Star Open win. Continuing to burn it down. We'll take a look at your finishing results here really quick. It's nice to see them still celebrating down there. Robert Lukens, Oscar Enriquez, Sean Kissany, the top three. They punched their ticket into the All-Star Race main event here later tonight. We'll talk to those three drivers here in just a short minute. Matthew Stotts, first driver out. JT Larsh, Jeff Weimer, Austin J. McGill. Then there's Dane Cruz, Michael Kruger, and Jake Scarborough rounding out your top 10. And it's Don Blazier, Jonathan Canfield, Shane O'Neill, Brett Bennett, and William Turnbull. That was the 15 finishers we had, but we had somebody else that scored a victory here. We don't have any highlights really to show other than the accident, but we do have the driver who is going to win his way, into the All-Star race via the fan vote. That is the driver of the number 76, Brett Bennett. He is going to be racing in the All-Star race thanks to a little help from the fan vote. Brett, first off, you won something on JCTV finally.
Yeah, it might only be a vote, but it's still a win, so that's nice.
We don't have a lot of footage to show of you on track here as you were taken out pretty much on lap 1. But you have a chance to now go out and race a little bit longer. Winning the fan vote here, what's it like to know that you're going to go and have a chance to win this All-Star race?
It should be fun. I mean, I feel pretty confident here. Like, I didn't get a chance to really show anything in that open just because I think Turnbull got loose in turn 3, and then McGill moved down to avoid it, and I moved down to avoid him, and then I moved back up, and I didn't realize McGill was still out there. It was kind of just a racing deal, but it turns out the new damage model basically as fragile as the old one in the Xfinity car, so that was good to learn. But yeah, hopefully we take it forward, go put on a good show at the All-Star race, and hopefully put it up there and go for the win.
Well, we'll get to see you later. We'll see what happens. You've got a chance to go and race for an All-Star win. So congrats again, Brett.
Thank you, Dawson. Hopefully I'll be chatting with you later tonight.
We'll see. That's your fan vote winner, Brett Bennett. He finished 14th, but he's still going to race his way into the All-Star race. With that, now we'll get a hold of our third place finisher. We talked to him just a few minutes ago, but we'll talk to him again. How about talking to Sean Kissany? Hey, Sean Kissany, this is the boys. I say the boys, it's just me up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hello.
Alrighty, well, we talked to you before that last restart. You were able to go out there and still put it in there. You finished third, a spot further away from where you wanted to, but hey, it still locks you in all the same. What's that like for you, knowing that that bit of pressure is now off and you can relax, knowing that you have made your way here into the All-Star race?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, that's the main goal we're trying to get in, is to make the All-Star race. I didn't know what to do, like at the beginning with the reversed grid order. I thought that was something, but I found my way on the top, and I just started ripping around there and got to the front before a caution came out.
You were able to get that lucky break with that caution too, getting out there up to second, but that overtime finish, you still had to kind of hold off fresher tires. What was it like, seeing those guys come behind you, somebody like Oscar as well, being able to march right by you to punch his way into the All-Star race as well, but knowing you still had that third place spot locked up?
Oh man, Oscar scared me so bad. I mean, when he was on the outside going into 3 and 4, my car took the air off the car and almost spun out. But yeah, I'm just glad I can make it, and I really didn't think pitting for tires was going to be that much of a difference, because with 3 to go, I mean, it's all or nothing, and I couldn't pass the whole race. It was so hard to pass, but yeah.
Well, you were still able to do it, and you find yourself in the All-Star race. We hope to talk to you here a little bit later, but for now, you kind of set your focus on that big event here coming up later.
All right, thank you, Dawson.
As Sean Kissany finishing third here in the All-Star Open, punching his ticket to the All-Star race. With that, we get a hold of now second place driver in this event. We'll see if we can get him down here somehow, some way, some shape, and some form. That would be the driver of the number 56, Oscar Enriquez. Let's see if we get a hold of him here. And I believe we've got him. Oscar, this is Dawson in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, alrighty, Oscar, you were able to race your way into this All-Star race. You were one of my 3 picks to make it in, only one that did make it in. So first off, congratulations on that.
Yeah, it was a very interesting race.
Yeah, only 20 laps. We ended up going to 25, but you're able to make it work. The decision to pit late in that race to take the tires, did you think that would have worked out with those just 3 laps that we had at first? Were you maybe hoping for another caution to really get you up there?
I thought that everyone was going to pit because I was like terribly tight, but as it turns out, only Dane did, and whoever was behind me. But like, it ended up working out very well, in the long run, because well, everyone else was much lower. I don't think they expected to be that much lower.
Yeah, well, it still worked out though for you in the end. Second place run, able to punch your ticket to the All-Star race. What is it like to know that you're going to have a chance now in a league where you were formerly banned to be racing for their All-Star race?
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny, but let's see what we can do in the big race tonight.
Alrighty, that is your second place finisher in the Open and also punching his ticket here to the All-Star main event. That is Oscar Enriquez. Congrats again, Oscar.
Thank you, Liberty.
And with that, we'll quickly fix some stuff. It looks like Trading Paints never did load up. I don't know why it didn't load up, but it didn't. I was alerted that some cars were wrong. The answer to that is, oh well, it happens. So we'll have that fixed for the main event. I'm sorry to everybody whose paint schemes did not showcase here properly. That was a little bit of a misstep on my part, being by myself here in the booth. But now we'll talk to the first winner of the night. First driver to find victory lane here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That is the winner of the All-Star Open, Mr. Robert Lukens. Robert, buddy, you have punched your ticket into the All-Star race by winning the Open. First off, what's the emotions like for that 20 team?
Oh, bud, right now, I'll just tell you the number 24 Home Depot Ford Mustang did pretty good tonight. The car really good. Man, I gotta owe this one out to my family down in Florida. We're kind of struggling right now. I got a grandmother on hospice, not doing too good. I wasn't able to make it down there. Just giving her some prayers. Giving my family some prayers down there. There's about 25 people in this small little apartment down there. So they're going to sit back and watch the race on 2 Views on JCTV and on my stream. So hopefully we can give them a good show tonight here at Slide Jawb for the All-Star race.
Well, it's already starting off on the right foot, a win in the Open to push your way into the main event. What are you thinking now as you look forward to having to start near the back of the All-Star race, but having a chance to go out and fight with the big dogs and go for that prize?
Oh, man, it's something special, man. And I was not expecting to even make the Open tonight, to be honest with you. I was I had some phone calls I had to make, and luckily I was able to make it and get in Discord and get everything situated. And I didn't even look back. I know the seven was in front of me there for a little bit, but I knew he was running a little tight since the get go, and I knew if I just stayed behind him not long enough that he'll push tight, I could get around him. And luckily, number 56, he couldn't. One more lap. If he had one more lap, he would have got me. But luckily, it was the end of the race right there.
Absolutely, but it wouldn't have mattered either if he got by you. It still would have been a ticket to the All-Star race. However, you do walk away from this race a winner for the first race we have here tonight, winning the All-Star Open. So that is Robert Lukens, driver number 20. Congratulations on the win here and punching your ticket to the race, and we hope to talk to you later.
Yes, sir. You guys have a great broadcast.
All right, that is your race winner here in the All-Star Open, Robert Lukens. And I apologize for the noise that we heard as we were talking to Robert, because we'll introduce him just a little bit. For now, we've got to get things reset. We've got to get things set up for this All-Star qualifying here in just a few moments. So you're going to have to forgive me for having to cut to commercial break and having to do a bunch of stuff, because we have to get to the next session here. So that'll do it for the All-Star Open. Congrats again go out to Robert Lukens, Oscar Enriquez, and third place finisher Sean Kissany for punching their tickets, and to Brett Bennett for locking his way in via the fan vote. We will be right back here from this quick commercial break on JCTV, so we got to get set up for the next race, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
To have a rivalry,
you need a rival.
For every David,
A Goliath.
for every Hatfield,
A McCoy.
Every KO y'all, bro.
Needs a Bobby Allison.
For every fight,
A ring to settle it in.
in order to finish first.
somebody's got to finish second.
I hate second. Love your rivals.
Because you need someone to beat.
I was made in the shadows of greatness, shaped by the hands of legacy, forged in the fires of racing. I've been challenged, tested, and proven. Whether it's on that track or off, the truth is, what you're made of is what you're made to do.
Whoa, look at Kyle Busch out there.
Yeah, he is all over the track.
I mean, what has gotten into him today?
Oh, that cannot be good.
Oh, unbelievable.
Whoa, look out.
Wait a minute. Is Kyle in reverse?
Yeah, you don't see that every day. Okay, that is bad,
man.
bad driving.
Oh, this is not like Kyle at all.
Are we winning?
I thought you were looking.
M&M's makes race day more fun.
What is Kyle thinking?
This season, nothing scares Carl Edwards more than losing. Not a 10-car pileup on a fast track. Not trading paint with a car full of clowns. Not that furnace in his basement that sometimes looks like a face. Losing is even scarier than having to choose between starving and eating your best friend Bob.
I don't feel like I've got much time left. Great.
There are only two things that scare Carl Edwards: losing and not winning.
When you drive, even a 2-second distraction can be the difference between safety and serious injury. Imagine if I let that happen on the track. Hey, it doesn't look any smarter when you do it. 2 seconds is all it takes. Get the point? Drive like your life depends on it. Go to AAA.com/safety matters today to learn how to be a distraction-free driver.
Hey Josh, did you know that Tire Pros does more than just tires? I mean, they can handle all of your car's automotive needs.
Why are you talking like that?
I'm talking normally about how Tire Pros offers complete car care.
Wait, are we in a commercial?
No, we're in a car.
Is that a camera?
Tire Pros, more than tires.
What was that, a tagline? Where'd that logo come from?
Welcome you back here to session number 2 of the night here for the Slide Job Racing League All-Star Race festivities here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is JCTV. Dawson Allen in the booth, of course, but joining me now is a very special guest, another driver here in the Slide Job Racing League that unfortunately will not be racing in tonight's All-Star event. Instead, he'll be watching from up here in the booth with me. That is the driver of the number 1 Toyota Supra, Dane Cruz. Dane, welcome to the JCTV booth.
It's great being here. I'm looking forward to this one. You know, I don't get to be in the booth too often, so in opportunities like this, I kind of just have to take it. And you were alone, so it's just us two. It's going to be a good All-Star race, I believe.
Just the two of us. I like the sound of that. Well, qualifying is getting ready to get underway. We've got an hour and a half in the session. We won't need it all, obviously, as we're going to have everybody done and ready to go racing by the time that session is already done. We might even be done with the race. I doubt it, but we'll just see. So right now, the way this is working, they're getting it set up for single driver runs to make their way around, and here's how it's going to work. Your lap 1 is going to be an up-to-speed lap. It's going to be a lap just going all the way around the track like a normal lap. Lap 2, you'll have to come down pit road. You'll go all the way down to the very first pit stall and stop in the stall. It's not a pit stop. You just stop in the stall. After that, you roll back off pit lane and you complete that third lap. Once you hit the start-finish line at the conclusion of lap 3, that is what your time will be, and that is how we are going to set the starting lineup here for the All-Star race. So we eagerly await these drivers to finally hit the grid. Just a matter of waiting for it all to happen. Looks like the first driver that's going to be going out here is going to be the number 2 of Caden Atkins.
So yeah, this he's going to be one to watch for the pole for sure. He actually, last time we did this style of qualifying, he actually won the pole. That was season 8. So he was really looking forward to backing up his pole from that season tonight. So I'd watch him.
Well, we'll see if he can do it. He'll be the first one going out. As he sits there getting ready for the go-ahead signal to go ahead and start. Now, of course, the qualifying graphic that we have pulled up, it's not going to be a very good judge for what's going to constitute a lap counting and everything. So we just kind of have the ability to show you the speeds and everything. We won't be able to show you exactly who's going to be where. So it's all just a matter of, what we get once we get the spreadsheet up and going. I think, Dane, I believe you do have a hold of the spreadsheet.
Not at the moment, but... Oh, now I do, actually. He just sent it to me. I do have it.
Alrighty, you'll be the one keeping track of the times and seeing what we've got as a total for our drivers so we can see who will be starting where in tonight's All-Star race. I'm a liar. I now have control. I now have possession of it too, so there we go. Caden Atkins will be the first driver out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of the ticker for a second so I can get some final adjusting done on this to get this up here to where we can see it. So I want to be able to follow along with this puppy too. So here we go. We got my stuff set up on my end. We got 15 drivers that are going to go out there and set a time. We'll see who can swing for the pole in this run. Eventually, Caden will roll. Right.
Not sure what Dylan Parker's doing. He's just waiting patiently, it looks like.
Taking one of the best seats in the house there inside the Roval. Look on board with number 3, Dylan Parker.
All right.
I'm not sure why Dylan Parker's graphics are showing up as Brett Bennett. That's a new one. I have not seen that happen before, but that's kind of terrifying. See, Caden Atkins is showing up as Jake Scarborough, too. Weird, weird, weird. Alrighty.
Caden is rolling off.
See really quickly if we get this fixed. The answer is no, we don't. So really quick, we're going to have to reload into our theme.
Aiden is actually on his first lap, which is pretty interesting because he's right up against the wall. He typically, I was more comfortable with the bottom, but I've had some people telling me that the top was pretty good, and Caden looks like he's choosing that line instead. So he's going to come up turn 4 with a pretty big run.
We'll see what he does on this first lap. That would be timed. It's going to be a 30.754 for that first timed lap. Of course, that lap's not going to matter because it's going to be all about the time amongst all 3 laps. So this next lap, he'll have to come down pit road and stop in that first stall. And he'll make it onto pit road. Now he sends it all the way down, sliding a little bit there, locking it up to get down to speed to get to that first stall. He's in the wall, but he gets
made it.
Stopped.
He's good. He good.
Stopped and rolled. Here he goes.
Despite the wheel hop, that was pretty good. I did like that. That wasn't not bad. Pretty good pit entry and fine so far. He took that corner really shallow, though. I think he should have gotten way more arc there. That'll cost him a little time for sure. But coming to complete his lap, we'll see what it pulls up to be.
So he will conclude his qualifying run there at the line. He'll spin it down, and he will complete his qualifying time. Looks like we're getting a quick edit. It looks like it's going to be a 1:44.07. Is going to be the qualifying time that he put down here tonight. For reference, his last time he did was a 1:44.48. So faster this time than what he did previously.
Yeah, I think he left just a little bit of time on the table. I thought he did really good with this pit road sequence, maybe just wheel hopping a little too much. But other than that, I mean, I thought that was pretty good time. So Dylan's next, but he's just kind of sitting here on the roll still.
He's just having fun.
He's lost.
Blood is lost.
All right, they're skipping Dylan Parker, and Blaine Sparling is going to be going. Blaine Sparling rolling off pit road.
Yep, rolling off pit road, getting ready to start his qualifying attempt. Playoff driver last season. How he locks himself into the All-Star race. We'll see if he can have the speed to compete for the win here tonight in that number 59 machine.
Blaine, I'm sure he'll run the bottom here, which he will. So I guess we'll get a pretty good idea of, which line is faster, or a slightly better idea of it. Didn't hit turn 1 that well. You want to be right up on that paint. Just was a little too high up. See how his turn 3 and 4 is about the same.
To complete the first lap, 30.794, just 4 tenths, or actually 777 straight. You can see just about 2/100 slower than Atkins' first lap.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I think the bottom's faster. He just didn't hit it perfect. You have to be on that blue line. He was just a half a car length up, and that was really hurting him. But he can make up a lot on pit road, which this is a pretty conservative entry.
Not as aggressive. Getting onto pit road might be what cost Blaine Sparling here. Maybe a little too safe to get to that first stall. Going to stop it and pull away. Not a fast go for Blaine Sparling there.
Yeah, for sure. Where pit road is where you can lose a lot of time, but you can also gain a lot of time, and that was definitely a very cautious pit road. So I don't think it'll be overall that good of a lap for Blaine here.
Well, he's still got a chance to wrap around. We'll see what he can do. Certainly not going to be able to get the pole, I believe, but might still have a chance at going for a top 10 starting spot. So Blaine will take the checkered flag. Slam the outside wall just a little bit. Let's go 147.09 for the driver of the 59, Blaine Sparling.
Yeah, we'll see how that holds up. And even though, like I said, his actual fast laps were pretty slow, that was still pretty comparable to the top. So I think if someone really gets the bottom correct, they can really run a good lap. Darren Roy, the next one up, coming off of pit road and coming up on his warm-up lap.
We'll see what Darren Roy can do. Maybe he can go for that top spot.
Still a little too high up, in my opinion. I think these guys are really dealing with it being tight, or at least the last two guys. We couldn't really tell with Caden as he was running up against that wall, which is still the fastest so far. And a lot of push here coming off of turn 4. It's not going to be the prettiest fast lap.
But it is faster than Atkins' fast lap. A 30.639.
Yeah, in my opinion, it was a mistake to run the top. Dylan was telling me that you can make some serious time up there, but I don't know. It's basically all comes down to this pit entry, though. You can run a pretty bad lap and salvage it here.
Roy makes his way to that first stall. He'll stop it, and he will roll. Can he be the one?
More conservative than Caden, but it was still pretty good. I think he stopped for a little too long. You kind of just want to stop for just a second, the shortest amount of time you possibly can. But that was a good second or two, so a little lost time there. But I think this will be a pretty good one.
It'll definitely be up there. It'll be hard to top his. A good run here for Darren Roy. We'll see what he gets when he crosses the start-finish line time-wise. At a 3 and 4 to complete his qualifying run. At the line that time, it's going to be a 146.6. You mentioned it might have cost himself some time there on that slow entry to pit lane and not really fully committing to it.
Yeah, I did a couple laps just, if I made the race, which I didn't, but it's a good time. But in my opinion, the hardest part was just stopping in that first box. There's a lot of lines there and it can really trip you up. So that's what got me last time in qualifying, which got my lap deleted because I didn't do it properly. But it's a challenge. We may make it seem easy, but it's not easy.
comes Michael Walls out on track. If you follow anything on JCTV, you'll know Michael Walls has not been very well received, shall we say, in the past week or so in terms of events that have been held on JCTV. But looking in terms of fortunes around, it's a misfortune for this 9 team with the issues he had in the Truck Series, in the Bits News Truck Series, as well as last Thursday night in the Coast to Coast Cup Series. Looking to see if he can maybe turn some of that bad luck into good luck here tonight in the All-Star race.
Yeah, but remember last time we were on the Oval, he was our winner back in Nashville Super Speedway. Maybe a win some people would consider to be kind of a surprise, but and also a faster lap than Caden. So Caden bumps down to 3rd, and Michael Walls is currently 2nd on the fast lap.
Yeah, the fast lap is fast. It's all about the rest of the laps. How does he do? Get into pit road. He gets a good shot on the pit road. Gasses it up, accelerating now on the brakes. Can he get to that first stall?
It was aggressive. He locked up the fronts and just kind of tapped the wall. It wasn't that bad, though. He stops, and he's going to roll off pit road. Looks like he was in 2nd gear. Not a good launch out of the box there. That'll cost some time.
Slower launch. He gets onto the track, though. It's all about how you finish. And he's looking to finish strong. Makes his way through 3 and 4. Across the stripe at the checkered flag, he is going to get a time of a 146.8. Just 0.2 slower than Darren Roy. So that keeps that number 96 in 2nd place.
Yeah, Caden's pit entry is his whole pit road is absolutely carrying his time. Like, we've seen his fast laps weren't that good, but his pit road was is saving him. Jeffrey Armistead on the track now. It's his time to go out and qualify. This is the iRacing Funny 250 winner earlier this season at Daytona.
Tommy punched his ticket here into this race. Driving the number 2 Cookout Cheerwine scheme. He is now on the clock.
That was one of the better 1 and 2s I've seen. Kept it down there pretty good. Not bad. But 3 and 4 is the turn I've really struggled with tonight. He gets it down there pretty good. I think that was a pretty good lap. We'll see how it stacks up here.
Second fastest in terms of that first lap, but they're able to get scored.
Going to be coming in for his mandatory pit stop here. He runs the middle, pushing up just a little bit, and looking like he's going to attack it pretty hard. Gonna almost hit the wall. He does
hit the wall. Hits the wall, no harm, no foul. He's still rolling as he pushes it all the way to that first stall.
Overshot it.
Overshot it. That's going to cost him time, and so pull back, stop, and then go. Got a great run and entry and everything. Just cost it by not making it down in time. He'll have to go and try again.
Yeah, not going to be very good with that mistake, but you know, he'll have to work from the back for sure. So I think Armistead could do it. We'll see what his time is officially.
He has the ability to do it. It's just a matter of being able to survive these issues that'll arise throughout the race. But he's going to have a 1:48.90, slowest time of the night for overshooting that first stall, excuse me. Next up on the list, it's Michael Thorpe Jr. in the number 34 machine.
Thorpe, I know for sure he's going to try and get everything he possibly can out of this lap, this pit entry, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing this one. You know, this is I feel like one of the guys who could go out there and challenge Caden, who is the fastest overall so far. So we'll see how he does as he's rolling off.
Here comes Michael Thorpe Jr., another playoff driver from last season. That's the way he made his way into the playoffs, or into the All-Star race, excuse me. We'll see what he can do on this first timed lap as he'll get the green flag to go. It's go time for Michael Thorpe Jr.
I'm not sure how he got in there. It didn't look like he took enough of an arc and just kind of scrubbed off a little speed. And pushing up center off here in turns 3 and 4.
His time lap will be a 30.631. That's good to be the fastest, 30.614 actually, the fastest lap of those single first lap times.
Yeah, very, very good lap, actually. I'm not sure what we'll see for actual, like, fast lap speeds, but in the other session, I actually managed to hit a 5, and that was, like, afternoon, and a wide entry here. It's going to carry a lot of speed. That's going to be up there. If he can just get into his box, good. This is going to be a really good time.
He stops, parks it, launches. Here he goes. Does he have a chance to knock off Caden Atkins for the top spot?
Yeah, really good lap, really good pit entry, but I just think he stopped in the box for just a little too long. I think he could have rolled off a little bit sooner, as we've seen with some other guys. They kind of just stop for a second and then go, and he stopped for a good 2 or 3 seconds. So that'll cost him a little bit of time. But I think this is definitely going to be front row for sure, at the very least.
So he crosses the stripe there. The time is going to be a 1:46.56. It's not enough to knock off Caden Atkins.
Yeah, second fastest time. Caden's the only one who has ran a 44. No one else has even ran a 45 yet. So Caden, he's got this down.
Next up to take a run at it, Ethan Fonseca Moreno. And it looks like after Moreno, we'll have one more driver. It looks like William Martin and Noah Mayuri after Moreno will have a chance at it. Looks like Jonathan Oates, Blaze McKinney, Ben Bafford, Luke Knupp, Jonathan Parker are not here.
Let's Ethan, another guy on IT or on JCTV Live, JCTV regular.
Mm-hmm. Two-time winner in the Independence News Truck Series, yet to win here in the Slide Jawb Racing League, but he's come close a couple times.
Yeah, Ethan, ETB, I know him pretty well. I talked to him on a pretty good amount of, like, a good basis of times, and he's pretty talented. I like him on the road courses, and he's a pretty good oval driver, just looking for that first win. And you know, I think it's coming this season, but we'll just have to wait and see. And a really good fast lap, a 30.496. That is really quick. So I'm wondering if he just hit it good, or the track is picking up a little bit.
And just 2/10 faster, just about. Some of the other lap times that we've seen. Caden Atkins has the 6th fastest lap time of anybody in terms of that 1 lap of speed, but everything else has been perfect in his favor. Can Moreno be the one to knock off Atkins for the top spot? Oh, he overshot him!
Yeah, that'll end it for him, but...
Oh, get in the box. Finally stops and will go.
Yeah,
He's just gonna stop it there.
Yeah, and I can't even talk because that's about what I looked like in season 8 when we did this. It's just hard to tell when you're flying down pit road and it's going by so fast. You just kind of miss where you're at, and while we haven't seen a mistake like that tonight, it's pretty easy to do.
It looks like Dylan Parker's finally gonna join in on the fun. She pulls down a pit lane. The 3 Machine's gonna give a shot at this whole qualifying thing.
So Dylan, he was telling me that he was the one telling me that the outside line was good. So we're gonna see what he tries here. He is going to opt for the outside line, the same line Caden ran on his fast lap, which Caden has the 2nd slowest lap, or 2nd slowest fast lap. So we're gonna see what Dylan can do. He's the only other guy who's chose to run this line, but he goes to the bottom in 3-4.
Across the stripe that time, it's a 30.563, possibly? Yes, 35.63. It's the 2nd fastest time for the single cars. We'll see what Dylan can do as he sends it on the outside here through 1 and 2, getting ready to come down pit lane this next time.
He'll definitely try and get this pull or die try, and it's very wide entry. Looking pretty good, about 150 on pit entry. A little loose, but he's keeping it going. It's going to be a good one.
Backing it down, slowing it down hard on the brakes, getting it down to slow it up. A near perfect stop into the stall. Launching now. Can he get there in time to best what we saw from Caden Atkins?
I think that'll definitely challenge it for sure.
If not beat it, it'll sure be close. Just needs a good 3 and 4. Cross the stripe that time. Dylan Parker takes the checkered flag for his qualifying time, and it will be a 144.13. 6 thousandths of a second off of what Dylan Parker or Caden Atkins put down.
Wow, I wasn't expecting it to be that close. That was so little difference there is between those 2 lap times. That's crazy.
Next up here on the grid, it's going to be your winner of the All-Star Open, Robert Lukens.
Yeah, Robert Lukens, surprisingly, I would not count him out in these All-Star races. I remember back in Season 8, he actually started on the front row, shared it with Caden Atkins, who's on the outside. So, and he ended up winning the Open just now, so I think he's got something for Charlotte, or just this All-Star race. It's a pretty good combination, it seems.
We'll see what your All-Star Open winner can do on this run. Oh, sliding sideways! Gets it gathered back up.
I thought he hit 1 and 2 really good. It just stepped out just a little bit off the exit. A pretty good fast lap, in my opinion, which, you know, he just had 25 laps to run, so we'll see where that is. 30.772, a little slower than I thought it would have been, but getting loose off turn 2 definitely did not help.
Now it's about getting onto pit road. Slows it down. He's going to be right in the stall and launching immediately.
Didn't get as aggressive as an arc going on to pit road as some of the other guys we've seen, like Dylan, but in my opinion, that was still a very good pit road, and I think this will definitely be up in the top 5 for sure.
It may not be good enough for the top spot, but it surely could be good for that 3rd spot. We'll see the time.
A little bit of the wall.
A little bit of the wall, but it doesn't matter. He'll cross the start finish line that time at a time of it'll be a 1:46.11. That is good to move him up to 3rd. A good run by Robert Lukens puts him at the number 3 spot here in the standings. Great qualifying attempt there by the driver, the number 20.
Yeah, like I said, he just has something for this All-Star race. It's just has a good feel for just flying down pit road and getting it.
Here comes Oscar Enriquez now, the number 56. Looks like the team was able to wrap that car between the Open and now the All-Star race with George Mason University colors.
One of the drivers that had to race their way through the Open, just like Robert Lukens, ended up finishing 2nd and raced his way in. He didn't even have, I don't even think Oscar even had an option on the fan vote, so he really had to go out there and perform, and he did.
We'll see how he does in his first timed lap. The stripe, it'll be a 30.889. A slow first lap for Enriquez, but he has a chance to make it up on pit road.
Yeah, gonna need a big pit road with a slower fast lap, about a 10th slower than Blaine Sparling. So we'll see what he can do. A little conservative, definitely a little bit slower than what we've seen out of some of the guys at the top.
Yeah, not pushing too hard down pit road, it looks like. Nice and easy approach for Oscar as he coasts. Pretty much coasting down to that first stall. And he overshoots it as well. A disaster for the 56 in his qualifying trials. He'll pull back out on track, but a slow run is not going to allow him to get up near the front. So after this, we should just have 2 drivers left to put a qualifying time down. That being, actually got a couple more. We got Sean Kissany, Brett Bennett, and it looks like William Martin, Noah Mayeri, then Matthew Stotts, Jeff Weimer, and also Jay McGill will be the next drivers up, making lap time. So we'll see. There he is. Going out with style.
151.69 for Oscar. That'll put him at the back. So he'll have to work his way up. All Stars.
We'll see if he can do it. He's got a chance. But right now, we're going to go look and see Sean Kissany. Getting ready to go here for qualifying. Dan, you talk.
I believe he had to get in through the open as well. I believe he finished third. We'll see where he stacks up. I'm pretty good corner here, I think. Just need a good lap here. And I'm not sure if he got too much practice on pit entry. A lot of the guys in the open actually didn't, because there was no admin watching and the track was live. So it might be a first time thing here for Sean. About 140 on pit entry. Flying down pit road. Braking at the end of the wall. Coasting into the box. A little bit short. Stops and he's off. Looks like a second gear launch. That'll lose him a little bit of time. You want to be in first gear and, there's a little bit of wheel spin, but, you have to be in first gear. You just got to manage it. So, off and away he goes. And we also have some news as Sean is completing his lap. Jake Scarborough in the 77 and Michael Kruger have been added to the field due to drivers who were locked in not being here, those being Jonathan Oates, Blaze McKinney, Ben Bafford, Luke Knupp, and Jonathan Parker. They are not here tonight, so if you are a Jake Scarborough or Michael Kruger fan, today's your lucky day. They will be running tonight. And Sean ends up 7th with a 148.4.
That just means that it's a scary sight here because that means next up, Brett Bennett. So Brett goes out. We are in protest of Brett Bennett making the All-Star race by the fan vote. We feel like there was some chicanery that went on with this fan vote. We believe that it was unfairly done and that there was a cheat in the system that allowed him to win this fan vote. So for that, we will not commentate over his qualifying run.
Brett D. Bennett wrapping up his qualifying effort. He's 7th overall. And Don Blazier has also been added to the All-Star race. He will be running tonight.
Can you believe that they allowed Brett Bennett in the All-Star race?
Brett D. Bennett.
Now it looks like Noah Mayuri, two-time champion here. Race Lee's going out there, going to start his qualifying run.
Noah Mayuri. In a retro paint scheme, the Dale Jr. baseball car. I just know Caden is so upset seeing this car on the racetrack. And also, he's got the old Slide Job name on the rear end. I'm not too sure I can say it for the younger JCTV viewers, but it is on his it is on the back end of his Ford Mustang. Noah, who has had it seems like a tough couple seasons. As a friend, we'll joke along with him about it, but I can't even say anything. He's a two-time champion, so we'll see how a two-time Slide Jobs Premier Series champion enters pit road, and he does it sliding. Bringing it down pit road a little bit earlier of a braking point than I've seen, and a little too slow. Just slowly getting himself into the box, parks it, and he's off. So, Noah Mayuri rounding turn 4 to complete his qualifying effort. And after Noah, I believe Matthew Stotts is up. And I believe Noah ran a 147. I think that beats Brett, just barely. I didn't catch the time. He actually ran an identical... Wait, no, he didn't. He's updating it still. 146.87 for Noah Mayuri. That'll put him 7th, ahead of Brett D. Bennett. And I apologize for the mistake. That was the last qualifier, Noah Mayuri. The drivers transferring because some did not show up. So Kruger and all them will not be posting a time. They'll have to come from the back. I bet Caden wishes we did this style of qualifying for every single race, because he's won the pole for basically all of them.
Looking at this, how it stands. So the drivers that are in Caden Atkins, Dylan Parker, Robert Lukens, Michael Thorpe Jr., Darren Roy, Michael Walls, Noah Mayuri, Brett Bennett, Blaze Sproling, Sean Kissney were the top 10 qualifiers, and as Armiston, Enriquez, and Moreno did not post a lap. After that, Matthew Stotts, Jeff Weimer, Austin J. McGill, Michael Kruger, Jake Scarpa, Don Blazier are in. They are not going to set a lap time, but they are in. William Martin is also supposed to be in, but he has not shown up yet, so that might open a spot for Jonathan Canfield to make it into the feature. So this All-Star Open may have just well been for nothing.
You know, McGill's on the track, but I'm not 100% sure if he's doing a lap or he's just out there to be out there, but he's on the track right now.
For love of the racetrack, Austin J. McGill is out there. Getting some extra practice in, getting ready to go here for tonight's race. So see if I can yoink this person really quickly. Before we head out of the session and move on to our next event, we are first going to talk to the driver of the number 2 machine, that being Caden Atkins, who is going to be scored as your pole winner here for the All-Star race. Caden, you back it up. You were so excited for this, and you come in here and you run the fastest lap, but you had competition there really quickly. Almost lost it. What were your thoughts watching Dylan Parker out there almost take your pole away?
Yeah, I knew going in he was pretty much the only other person that put any laps in practice, like doing actual runs. So I knew he was going to be fast, but he ran a second faster than he had all practice long. So that was definitely, I knew he was going to be a threat, but that was still a surprise. And then Ethan, I knew Ethan was going to be fast, but that whole disaster on the pit road, I knew he should have, when he didn't practice, I knew that was going to be his problem. But he was, Noah said he was faster than me, like at the time when he was entering pit road. So yeah, that's really cool. I get a second all-star pole. I guess I'm pretty good at this qualifying thing, I guess, for breaking onto pit road, but you know.
Well, you know, it's one of those things. It's a hidden talent, I guess, that you got to showcase here tonight. Dylan came so close, but he was able to knock you off. So you're going to be starting up in the very front of this race. What are you thinking now that you're going to have control at the very start of this race?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and keep it. There's no real reason to save tires in this race. So I'm just gonna try and just run up front, have some fun. Don't wreck, but. Obviously, this car is new damage now, so if you do wreck, it's not totally over like it is in the old damage model, unless you like destroy your suspension. But yeah, I'm just wanting to hopefully win this thing, get some money.
Well, alrighty, that is your pole winner here for the All-Star race tonight for the Slide Jawb Racing League Season 11. That is Caden Atkins. Best of luck out there. We hope to talk to you later, Caden.
Caden,
Thank you.
One more thing, Caden.
All right, what?
Why can't you qualify this good any other week?
Because this requires braking. Every other track requires just like sweating a specific line, man. I always qualify like 15th. Anyways.
Well, like
fun,
good luck then.
Thank you.
That is fellow Canadian Dane Cruz, Caden Atkins, your winner for the pole here tonight. So, Dane, we've got a lineup set. We've got our roster ready to go, but we are going to have to dip to commercial break because we've got to go to yet another session, third and final session of this race night to get ready to go. It's ad break time. You know what that means. We're going to watch some old NASCAR ads, laugh about it, be like, haha, I remember when that was aired live on TV before. So we're going to go get set up for this new session, get ready, and then once we get back, it's time for the All-Star race here at Charlotte for the Slide Jawb Racing League Season 11. Don't turn that dial. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to take you on a quick ad break.
anytime.
You drive like my mom.
Spinner's ready.
What would you do with your favorite driver? Enter your design at toyotaracing.com.
Broken heart, I can't help you. Rocket science, don't know what to tell you. I may not know how to get to the moon, but when I wanna fly, my crew knows what to do. Crank around the wheel in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how.
Hey, Jimmy, I was following you in practice, and it looks like you're kind of messing up turn 3. And if I was you, I would try to arc it out a little more.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna need it again. I'm so sorry, what were we saying?
Good talk, Jimmy.
Nextel helps NASCAR fans get things done with the new Motorola Buzz. One powerful phone, 2 powerful networks. Nextel, only from Sprint.
This season, Brad Keselowski knows there's nothing harder than winning. Not taking the high line at Bristol. Not doing a post-race press conference with a bunch of psychiatrists.
Brad, tell me a little bit about your mother.
Not eating a huge turkey dinner, then trying to stay awake during a foreign film. Winning is even harder than getting pepper sprayed. Then being able to unlock a magic eye poster.
It's a shark.
Yep. Brad Keselowski understands that if winning were easy, losers would do it.
I had no idea what I was getting into when I agreed to drive the Aaron's Dream Machine. I mean, I knew Aaron's was a great company, how they help people get the things they need without needing credit at a guaranteed low price. Aaron's is just great. But working with Michael Waltrip, seriously, I don't understand him at all. He's a mess. Unbelievably disorganized and extremely immature. Never serious. He's like the opposite of me. This is going to be a very long season.
Maybe you know who we are.
But do you know who we really are?
We're ladies.
And not so gentlemen.
We're part athlete.
Part astronaut.
We're outlaws turned heroes.
We're the loudest party on earth.
We're fire. We're smoke.
We live at the corner of Mayhem and Maine,
Where anything can happen. It usually does.
Oh, the new Nosferatu drink. Oh, Kyle Busch. Oh, cash, credit, or debit?
Well, man, I'm fresh out, but it is my drink.
Oh, I mean, not really. I mean, it's more my drink.
I trade you my hat.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Get rowdy.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
He saved at the pump!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Mahindra's the official tractor of Tough, right, Chase?
Yep, that's right, Tony.
This baby's got 4,000 pounds of front-end lift capacity, right?
It sure does.
So who's tougher, kid? Me or you?
You are, Tony. Can you put me down now?
What? You want to go higher? Okay.
I said down, you old goat.
I am the GOAT.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart-Haas Racing.
Come on, Tony, put me down.
Whoa! Dad, where'd you get that?
Oh, you won't believe what just happened.
Don't tell me you got the last Diet Dew.
Yeah.
I love the taste of Diet Dew. What do you want for it? Deal.
Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it tastes that good.
Hey, Hotshot. Meter's running.
Pit road is open. Eric.
Well, Nate, they're trying to make the most of a frustrating day.
No, Chris. There you go. We can just quit now. Enough of that garbage. Absolutely terrible. Hey, let's go. As it seems, we can lose. I'm going to try to get you going just a little bit. You do your job, I'll do mine, okay? Shake it off there, pull your belt tight. Go, 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 go. Tony? How you feeling, bud? I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a home.
Don't be conventional.
Kevin Harvick?
Be exceptional. Upgrade to Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. It helps your engine last over 250,000 miles.
Wow. What's he doing?
Raving.
He's exceptional.
So is Mobil 1. Yes.
Is this good?
I do not know.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
As he wins the Luke Nupp Racing 200. And it can't get to the inside. Dane Cruz is there as they come through the tri-oval. Jeffrey Armistead is going to win the iRacing Funny 250. Mayor's going to block, coming down to it at the line. It's going to be, I think, Dylan Parker's going to go back-to-back. He will win here at Darlington. And Luke Nupp is going to be a winner in the Slide Jawb Racing League for the first time. He scores first time in his career. Blaze McKinney is a winner in the Slide Jawb Racing League. He takes the victory here at Kansas.
Across the line, Dalton Kilroy is your winner.
Jonathan Parker scores the victory, and then more importantly, he scores the Season 10 championship here in the Slide Jawb Racing League. And we're live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tonight, the All-Star race for the Slide Jawb Racing League here in Season 11. We'll see who can walk away with a cash prize as the winner of tonight's All-Star events. Dustin Allen yet again here in the booth. Joining me still is Slide Jawb Racing League driver, Dane Cruz. Dan, are you looking forward to our main event here tonight?
Hayden Acking starting on pole, as you just saw here earlier on JCTV. Just hit pit road perfect, did everything he did everything he could perfectly, and took it home. And Dylan Parker going to be starting on his outside, so got a nice cash prize up for grabs tonight for the winner, and we'll see who can get it done.
Absolutely. We've got a 15-minute warm-up beforehand, so we can kind of talk to some of these guys here that are in tonight's event, getting ready to go racing. We'll see if we can get a hold of one of our last-minute introductions to this race. See if he's available here. Hey, Michael Kruger, this is Boys in the Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dawson.
Alrighty, well, you are not originally going to be racing in this race tonight after crashing out during the All-Star Open, but you were able to get in here after some drivers did not show up. What is that like, having that second chance to have a shot at going after this All-Star win?
I mean, it feels pretty good. I mean, I really thought it was just pretty much over and I wasn't going to make it, or I was pretty much out of it from last race, but with people dropping out, I mean, it really helps a lot come in, so yeah, it's great to be back in here for the All-Star race for the second year in a row. We'll just see what happens.
Well, you've got a chance at it for the second year in a row, as you mentioned, getting ready to go in that number 81 Geico Chevy Camaro. What are your thoughts here? You know, you've been part of about a 25-lap race. You have more track time than some of the other drivers here. Do you think that'll come as an advantage to you as this race goes on?
I mean, yes and no, because some of the I didn't really get to run most of the laps with a fully functional race car, because about half the laps I ran in the Open, I was just walking around with a completely broken race car that had a damaged suspension. So, I mean, I kind of may have a few more laps, but we'll just see how things shake out here. I do kind of know what to expect, though, a bit going into the All-Star race, but we'll just see how things shake out.
Well, alrighty, that is a driver that'll be starting a little further back in the field tonight, but still going to have a good shot to win it. That's Michael Kruger, driver number 81. Good luck out there tonight, Michael.
Thanks, Dustin.
We'll get him back to his team, and Dane, I think you got some bad news for me here.
Yeah, just a little bit of bad news. We're going to have to join a new session as Ethan Fonseca Moreno, I think they excluded him from the grid, meaning he just can't join. So we're going to have a couple technical difficulties with that, and we'll see how that goes.
Just like that, we go from about ready to get this race going here to we're going to have to go and find a new session when it opens up. We'll get over to that. But for now, we are stuck in a situation where we're going to have to just kind of wait things out here. But while we're waiting, you know, it's always good to talk to drivers. Let's see if we can get another Mikey in here to talk about their thoughts for tonight's race. Hey, Michael Thorpe Jr., the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh, hey.
Alrighty, tonight you are going for this All-Star win. Made it because of your appearance in the playoffs last season. You had a really good run going there in qualifying. You just weren't able to fully capitalize. I believe you slid through the stall maybe just a little bit. But other than that, a fourth-place starting spot here tonight. What are you looking forward to here in this All-Star race?
It's definitely going to get aggressive. Only about 75 laps. I'm definitely going. My plan is to just definitely be smart and try to compensate on mistakes and what I do, and definitely try to save the tires as much as I can, and try to really focus on trying to get a long run going in to just be conservative and be smart, and hopefully win the All-Star. I would definitely love to take some money home.
Well, alrighty, well, we look forward to seeing how you do here tonight. Starting fourth, you got a really good shot at it. Best of luck out there, Michael.
Hey, I actually want to let you in on the secret here. If you look at my paint scheme very closely, that is the Chicago skyline. So definitely hopefully bring home a win for Chicago.
After they couldn't do it last night, absolutely, or on Sunday actually. But yeah, it's Michael Thorpe Jr., driver number 34. See if he can win one for Chicago. Send him back with his team. Still waiting for that new session to load up. Who is that? Who am I hearing? Somebody just appeared out of nowhere. That is Mr. Dylan Parker, our second place qualifier for tonight's race. He is not in this session, or he's at least no longer in this session. Big goober. But Dylan Parker, second place qualifying run. You were just so shy of getting that pole position. What are your thoughts heading into this All-Star race?
I'm just going to try to make up for what I missed out on in the qualifying. I'm going to catch that Canadian fraud, that sham of a person that, I don't know if you had that on or just heard that. Yeah, but I'm gonna catch that sham of a Canadian. I'm gonna get his ass. He gonna get got. He's not winning. I want his bumper and my bumper. I want them combined.
Well, we'll see if you can get your bumpers combined and see if you can make it work. But that is a current second-place qualifier on the grid and looking to get an All-Star race win. Mr. Dylan Parker, I think Dane dragged him down here before his Discord died, and that's what led to Dylan kind of being confused. But Dylan Parker, your second-place qualifier, looking to see if he can go out there and win this one here tonight.
Yeah.
Did it play like the soundboard thing when you joined?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did, Dane. It did indeed.
It probably fit. Dylan was probably yapping about some nonsense.
Usual Dylan Parker behavior. So, but yeah, we're still kind of just sitting here, just gonna watch and see if everybody's pretty much left the session. Sean Kissney is on pit road still. Everybody's left the session, but we do not have a new session yet. So we're just kind of here.
I kind of want to talk to Brett D. Bennett. Would you talk to Brett D. Bennett?
For what reason would you want to talk to Brett D. Bennett?
Well, he's in the race, and we're looking for people to talk to who's in the race. So he meets the criteria.
You know what? I will let you talk to Brett Bennett. If you so desperately want to talk to Brett Bennett, you can talk to Brett Bennett.
I think I've made a mistake. No, my Discord keeps having problems, man. I can't help it.
See if I can get a hold of him. And Dane has disappeared. When he joins back, we'll know where he is. Also looks like we have a new session ready to go. So with that, we'll do a quick commercial break yet again. Once we do that, we'll get you this action here from Charlotte Motor Speedway for the All-Star race. Don't touch that dial. JCTV's going to go to a quick commercial break yet again.
Drivers ready!
Hey, wait, whoa. What are we racing for anyway?
For fun? How about let's race for a Coke? Go! Out the road, buddy. Harvick, come on.
Got some horsepower, Bobby. Come on, DJ, get out of the way.
Going down, Walter.
Sorry, Kyle.
No problem. I just wrecked in turn 5. Last lap.
Nice race, guys. Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, we need you in the pits. Oh, dang. Sorry about your little car, Tony.
At Domino's, you can carry out 3 topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
So you don't have to get out to get carry out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamlin. I like your PJs.
PJs? What? Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
This car's sick. Get in.
This has gotta win.
What would you do with your favorite driver? Enter your design at toyotaracing.com.
How'd they get here? How should I know? T-Rex and Truex? I don't think so. I may not know how to travel back in time, but my crew knows what to do. When I want to fly, crank around the wedge in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how. Never know how.
It's Slide Job Racing League Night in America. Tonight, we race the All-Star Race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. My driver will walk away from tonight's race $75 richer. At the very least, plus some extra cash burning a hole in their pocket. Dustin Allen in the booth, joining me tonight. Whenever he gets back in the booth here, he's been having issues all night long on Discord, but Mr. Dane Cruz, whenever he joins back in here with me, you'll know when he joins back in. We'll definitely hear it. Where is he at? There he is. Dane Cruz back in the booth here, ready to go for the All-Star Race. I think we have all our issues resolved. Everything is fixed. Everything is ready. Hopefully. We'll see. So we've got our field ready to go. We've got everybody in here getting some extra final last second practice. And then we will go racing. It is going to be a late night, Dane. I hope you've drank your energy drink and you haven't put on your nightgown and nightcap to go.
Yeah, Club Bay didn't call my name, so we're good for now. You know, we're gonna be up some late night Slide Job Racing, some late night JCTV action, on an all-star race. It's gonna be a wonderful time.
Oh, it's going to be a fun one. So we've got some practice going on, some final warm-ups for these drivers. Take you through the format again once more in this race here tonight. We'll just highlight it. It's going to be a 75 total lap race, 45 laps in this first stage, and it's a mandatory 4-tire green flag stop after lap 25. Then you've got stage 2 is 20 laps, and the final stage being 10 laps. A $75 total purse, so it's $10 for stage 1, $10 for stage 2, and then $55 is paid out to the winner of stage 3. So $75 total is on the line here tonight. There's a lot who will cash that check at the end of this all. Now the rough estimate times, we were estimated to start the All-Star race at 10 p.m. Eastern. It is 10:47 p.m. Eastern, so we're just a little off schedule, just a little bit off schedule, but that's okay. A long night here of racing, Slide Job Racing League, and a long night of fun, I guess you could call it. It's really quick what I want to do. I want to do something very entertaining. If I can. See if this works out. If it does, I've got something up my sleeve that we can do really quickly before we get going here in this race.
You know, here's a little good news for you. Noah Mayuri has actually just advanced the session. So we're going to be hopping on the grid here very shortly.
So we're going to get to the grid, and we'll go over the grid really quickly. Your starting lineup for this All-Star event. You can see there on the ticker, Cade Nackey, Dylan Parker, row number 1. Then it's Robert Lukens and Michael Thorpe Jr. in row 2. There you see Darren Roy, Michael Walls in row 3. Why is that showing Lukens as 3rd? That I don't know. Darren Roy and Michael Walls, row 4. Noah Mayuri, Brett Bennett, row 4. Row 5 is Blaine Sparling and Sean Kissney. That runs to top 10.
Jeffrey Armistead starting 11th. Oscar Enriquez 12th. Ethan Fonseca Moreno, the first driver to not set a time in qualifying. He will be rolling off 13th. Matthew Stotts 14th. Jeff Weimer and Austin J. McGill 15th and 16th respectively. Michael Kruger 17th. Jake Scarborough 18th. Don Blazier 19th. And I believe William Martin is not here. And I'm not sure if Canfield got to take that spot.
Doesn't appear that he did, so really quickly we're going to reset the graphics. So it looks like they showed up the wrong cars for everybody. I don't know why it does that. It likes to do that. So we're going to quickly update this for you.
Also, it's worth noting that tonight we have the choose cone just for the All-Star race. So everyone knows how that works. You go to the inside if you want the inside. You go to the outside if you want the outside. And you choose your lane. So it's going to be an advantage for a lot of guys here to get comfortable with what line they're going to be restarting in.
Okay, Nackings, pole winner. Dane, just real quick, you got to win this race.
I don't want to be basic. I'm feeling a Thorpe win tonight. I think he's going to be out there running well.
We'll see in 75 laps time. Pace cars off. Field at the mercy of Cade Naggings and Dylan Parker. Green flag is out. We're racing here in the All-Star race. Finally.
Big wheel spin there in the restart zone from Cade Nackings. That gives Dylan the advantage going into 1, but Caden can just take that shorter distance, make up some time, but Dylan's going to pull him off 2.
Lukens tried to get up in front of Thorpe, couldn't quite clear, so he's going to stay down in the bottom lane in that battle for 3rd. Meanwhile, it's still side by side between Cade Nackings and Dylan Parker for the race lead.
Caden sent it in there deep. Dylan just kind of rolled it. He will clear Caden off of turn 4 and lead the very first lap of stage 1.
Laps led mean nothing here. It's all about the payday at the end of lap 45, end of lap 65, and the end of lap 75. That's all that matters. Looks like Matthew Stott's back there in the background. Finally got the schemes updated because Trading Paints was being a pain in the butt. Matthew Stott's driving the number 7 West Virginia Mountaineer scheme. There it is. He's not driving a 51 Jeremy Clemens scheme like was previously showing. You see Jake Scarborough as well has got an updated paint scheme. Another Colleague Racing inspired scheme. It is the Circle 77. Which should drive the Voyager scheme that Landon Castle drove. Now back to the Colleague 10 machine. The Circle car that we've seen Daniel Hemrick run. So we'll see how he can do tonight if he fares better than Daniel Hemrick does normally.
Yeah, Scarborough trying to do something Daniel Hemrick can never do, which is win a race.
Uphill battle, but we'll see if he can do it. I see in the background there, battle is ongoing back in the background here between Oscar Enriquez, Brett Bennett, and Noah Mayuri. That's a battle for 7. You see Mayuri the inside of Jeffrey Armistead. Armistead continuing to drop spots here. He is back now to 10th on that outside line as they continue to go around the inside. That's Sean Kissney and Noah Mayuri down there. Ethan Fonseca Moreno and Jake Scarborough just behind.
Ethan's one of these guys I'm kind of going to watch try and get through the field. You know, he got his time disallowed in qualifying, or rather he just messed it up so bad that he just reset. So he's coming from the back. He's 12th right now, trying to work that outside line and stuck behind Noah Mayuri.
Trying to work that outside as best as he can. Fram number 43, excuse me, trying to make a march to the front. He's got a long way to go though, but he's making good progress. He's up to 9th now with the battle with Mayuri. He's got Brett Bennett ahead, which would be 8th if he can get both these spots. He's got a chance to continue to march forward and try and get up there to the end of the stage.
Yeah, and we talked with Caden shortly before the race, and he said that there's really no point of saving tires as he's going up there for the lead to the outside of Dylan Parker. He's gotten the wall, actually. He's going up so high that'll lose him a lot of time. I think he's just overstepped a little bit.
I think he thought he was Ross Chastain and this was Martinsville, but it's Charlotte and he's not Ross Chastain. So I got up in the wall there, going to lose some time to the race leader, Dylan Parker. However, he's able to maintain second. Michael Walls well back in third. Michael Thorpe Jr. is fourth. Robert Lukens maintaining in fifth after starting third. A good start to this run for this number 20 machine.
Yeah, and I'm going to slightly disagree with what Caden said, which was you don't really have to save tires. In this first stage, you definitely do. We're going 45 laps. That's if we do go green. But there is a mandatory pit stop, a 4-tire pit stop after lap 25. So, you know, we will be going a little bit on these tires. And in my opinion, this thing gets pretty tight. So just going to have to take care of them for now. But a little bit later in the race, these guys are going to be going all out.
Especially those last two stages. I mean, I think the big thing is there's going to be a benefit to some of these drivers, and that's going to be that second stage, that 20-lap stage that we saw, that 20-lap race that we saw at the opening of this broadcast tonight for that All-Star Open, which ended up being pretty much for nothing because all those guys that were in that Open wound up in this race. But, you know, looking at that Open, you know, it was a 20-lap run, and we saw the difference in tires. You know, if we get a late caution in that second stage, that would lead to possibly having a short restart. It'll lead to some decisions on whether to take tires or not, I think. You know, if we get to a point like that, it's really going to depend. It's really going to shake up some decision-making, especially, too, that final 10-lap shootout.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure how big the fall-off is, but a big thing with the fresh tires is that you can just rotate so much better, and you can kind of just put it on the outside. And back here for 16th, or 15th, there was some hard racing there off of turn 2, a little bit of contact between McGill and Sparley.
Darren Roy battling Ethan Fonseca Moreno, who's continuing his march forward. He is up to 6th now. The battle is still for the race lead. Atkins and Parker still side by side. This time, the inverse of what they were through 3 and 4. So Atkins crossed over by Parker, still side by side. They go down the back straightaway, though. Caden Atkins trying to make it work on the outside, and it looks like he will. He'll clear for the race lead yet again, but Parker going to go back to the outside.
Yeah, these guys are just going to put it all out there and battle for this lead, even though, you know, lap 12 pays for nothing. You still want to go out there and have a good time, and that clean air will definitely make a difference. As Dylan throwing it up, arced back down. We're going to see what he does. Loose. Very loose.
Parker still working that top side. There is Caden rides the bottom. Michael Walls maintaining in 3rd. We hit lap 13.
Got to give a shout out to Robert Lukens. He qualified very well. I believe it was 3rd he qualified and still up here in the top 5. 13 laps later, Ethan Fonseca Moreno trying to chase him down here for that 5th position. Most of the battles on track, though, have been towards the back half of the top 10 as Jeffrey Armistead. He's trying to get around Darren Roy. Armistead, I swear he's passed like 9 cars so far, but he's only up 2 spots from his starting position, so he's just putting it out on the outside. I've been watching him the last couple laps. It looks like he'll clear Darren Roy here off of turn 4.
Brett Bennett try on the outside here.
Brett also makes his way past Darren Roy. That was for the 9th position. And Darren kind of going the wrong way. He's started 5th and is currently 10th.
Not the way he wants to go. And now he's got Michael Kruger there knocking on his door as well, with Scarborough going by for the 10th spot. Here comes Michael Kruger forcing his way to the inside of the 96. Darren Roy continuing the backward slide from the drop of the green flag, down 7 spots. But he's not the biggest faller. Blaine Sparling is down 8 spots from the drop of the green flag, and a little dust up there on the exit of the corner. Everybody reacting to get down. They gather it all back up. Darren Roy is on the move backwards. Somebody's on the move forwards, though. Michael Walls is up to second by Dylan Parker. Now has his sights set on race leader Caden Atkins, who's got about a 0.6 of a second lead.
Yeah, Dylan, I'm surprised. You know, just a few short laps ago, he was actually just leading this race ahead of Caden Atkins. And he's fallen back to third, and Thorpe's challenging him for that position. Dylan just putting up right up against the wall, getting that big run off the corner, but Thorpe's still hanging tough with them.
Thorpe is right there at the tire track. So Michael Walls making his way past Dylan Parker right now. And they're bringing Robert Lukens and Ethan Fonseca Moreno with them. Biggest mover so far of the race. Jake Scarborough up 8 spots from the drop of the green flag. But of course, right there, back behind this group, Ethan Fonseca Moreno is the second biggest gainer at 7 spots since the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, neither of those drivers are done yet. Jake Scarborough actually just got past Armistead there for, I believe, the 9th position. And Ethan just kind of biding his time. He's been 6th for the last couple laps. I'm assuming he's just taking care of his stuff, running the bottom, and he'll get Lukens when he can. Right now, there's no reason to push.
Continues to march forward, looking up ahead. Battle still going on for this 3rd spot. Dylan Parker not wanting to give it up yet to Michael Thorpe Jr., but they're still side by side down the back straightaway. And you can see that gap for the lead is closing. Now 0.4 of a second. Michael Walls is pushing forward, trying to get to Caden Atkins.
Yeah, I think Caden just kind of hurt his front tires a little bit. Maybe not turning very well. Now opting to run the outside line. I think the outside line's pretty good in 1 and 2. Just weaker in 3 and 4, and Caden opted to run it there. But Michael Wallace, who's been knocking about a 10th a lap off of Caden's lead, so might have a battle for it here soon.
So as we go, lap 22, we're about 4 laps away from when the pit lane is open for these drivers to start making their mandatory 4-tire stops. I gotta wonder, you know, is the strategy call going to be to pit early, or is it going to be to stretch until later?
Well, honestly, I wouldn't see the point of waiting. I think we're going to see a pretty busy pit road. Maybe not on lap 25 specifically, but maybe a lap or 2 after. But I think being the first to pit road would definitely be the move, as Michael Walls and Caden Atkins just got the wall. Michael Walls saving it. Wow. And Thorpe completes that pass for 3rd.
They are pushing hard now.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, the setup just gets a little tight, and we're seeing it now with 2 of the top 3 hitting the wall. And yeah, and times have fallen off quite a bit as we look at someone like Thorpe, who was running 31.1s just a couple laps into the run. He's been running 32.5, so it's about a second and a little bit of fall off, a little bit, couple more tenths. So I would pit early, but I'm not driving. And Ethan, he's trying to set up a run here on Thorpe, but Thorpe's trying to set up a run on Michael Walls. Michael Walls taking a defensive line here into 1, and Ethan's just going to put it up towards the middle to get this run off exit.
And meanwhile, the battle for second underway. Here comes Michael Thorpe Jr. to the inside of Michael Walls, trying to get by the number 9 machine.
Yeah, Ethan's definitely faster than these two, but he just doesn't really have anywhere to go. He's just gonna have to kind of sit and wait for this battle to end. But I definitely think he could go get Caden.
All right, the pay window's open. Drivers can make stops for 4 tires. A mandatory stop, of course, required now. Who's going to be the first to take this stop under green flag? It looks like Don Blazier in the back. He's going to be the first driver on pit road. Back in 19th place, that 23 machine hits that pit road to get some tires and fuel and get back out after it. Does anybody in this top group follow yet? Looks like nobody yet's going to kind of stick it out and head to pit road.
Darren Roy, Blaine Sparling, and Matthew Stotts are all on pit road, and Oscar Enriquez following. I think that's a really good strategy for them to just come down and get their tires now. They were running pretty far off the leaders, about 5.5 seconds or more, and they can go out there, shave a couple seconds off that, and be there at the end of the stage. And the battle for the lead is tightening up as Michael Thorpe has basically just pulled up to Caden about a car length.
Thorpe is knocking on the door, trying to get up there and go for this race lead. Take it from Caden Atkins. Ooh, Thorpe going to get right on the back bumper there of Caden Atkins, putting pressure on the 2.
Yeah, that was honestly a good show of patience there from Thorpe. He could have stuck it on in there as Caden just pushed up in the center, but Thorpe gave him a break, and I was kind of surprised to see that. But Caden is definitely pushing, getting close to the wall, and Thorpe's going to get to his inside with ease down the backstretch and just blow by him in turn 3, I believe.
See the battle for third. Ethan Fonseca Moreno has made it by Dylan Parker. He now has Caden Atkins and Michael Thorpe Jr. ahead of him. So the top 13 drivers right now have yet to pit. They're all the ones that are on the lead lap. Darren Roy comes out the first car, 1 lap down. Then it's Blaine Sparling, Oscar Enriquez, Jeff Weimer, Don Blazier, and Matthew Stotts. That is how the field shakes out. But you see here, Atkins going high. Michael Thorpe Jr. is going to pull the pit road for the race lead. So there's the first of the big drivers up front going to pull down pit road. And hands the race lead back to Caden Atkins.
Yeah, and I think if I were Caden or Ethan or anyone running up front, you got to pit now, because you look at people like Blaine or Darren Roy who just came down in pit. They're running about 2 seconds faster a lap than these leaders, so you got to come eventually, and sooner rather than later as Ethan pulls off.
Ethan Fonseca Moreno going to be the next driver to pull to pit road. Having to gather it up there. Almost looked like he spun it coming onto pit road, but he gathers it up, saves it, and he trucks on down pit road. But go back up front. Dylan Parker, the race leader now. Caden Atkins right there in second.
Caden's going to pull the inside. Bit of a crossover. Buries it down in turn 3 and 4. Slides up. Dylan's going to go for the crossover. I don't know. Caden's going to get close to the wall. Has to lift a lot, and we'll have to give it up.
It's an ongoing battle here between Atkins and Parker. Ooh, got the wall there that time too, and you see Lukens making a move to the outside of Michael Walls for third. And it looks like Michael Walls and Sean Kissany and Jake Scarborough hit the wall coming to pit road. Big contact for the 77. That might end his day. Take a look at the replay really quickly. Coming to pit road At 77, just nosed into the inside wall. Pretty good there. Bang! Heavy, heavy damage. The front of the 77, even more issues on pit road. He is crooked of all kinds of ways in his pit stall. That is not the way he wanted it to go. So that's going to take this 77 out of contention for this race. Issues getting onto, and then issues on pit road for Jake Scarborough.
And I believe bad news for the ETB fans in the chat. I believe he had a penalty. 2 laps down right now. He was sitting in his box for a long time, might have been speeding, so he is now 2 laps down, the only car 2 laps down.
Yeah, he got caught for speeding, a 51-second stop in his stall. That is about a 14-second stop for tires, and then another 40-second stop for speeding. So Ethan Fonseca Moreno essentially taking himself out of this race as well with that speeding penalty. 2 laps down in the running order. Still have the top 8 drivers have to do a 4-tire green flag pit stop here soon. That being Dylan Parker, Caden Atkins, Robert Lukens, Brett Bennett, Michael Kruger, Jeffrey Armistead, Noah Mary, and Austin J. McGill.
And I'm kind of confused by the strategy of some of the front runners right now being running the tank drive, because I don't think they have enough fuel to go 45 laps. And I don't know why you wouldn't just come down and get your tires. So,
well, what I'm thinking the strategy might be, and this is me taking the crack pipe from Brett Bennett here. I think what they're going to try to do is stretch it as far as they can, take the tires when they pit, but then not pit again. We see Dylan Parker coming to pit road, but they're going to stay out for as long as they can, and they're going to come down pit road as long as they can go. Once they come down pit road, those are the tires they're going to use for that second segment. So they're going to go off cycle is my guess. We see Lukens, Atkins, Bennett, Kruger, Armistead, McGill, and Mayuri still out on the track now, and some drivers are starting to unlap themselves. I think we're going to see these guys running as dry as they can and then not pit when this caution comes out for the end of this first segment. And I think that's what we're going to see in this race. See Lukens going to come to pit road. I feel like we're going to see these guys this next lap. Caden Atkins, Brett Bennett, Michael Kruger, Jeffrey Armistead, Austin J. McGill, and then Noah Mayuri. I think they're going to come this next time by.
Yeah, of course. And I could see that strategy working. I just don't know, because these stages are pretty short, and the aggression is going to ramp up quite a bit, because, you know, after this we only have 30 laps, and the longest run we're going to have guaranteed is 20 laps. So you just kind of got to use your tires up at this point, but we'll see. I mean, they're going to lose track position if...
Ooh, Caden Atkins spun it! Coming on to pit road! He's going to lose a ton of time. I was going to say, he might have had trouble. Indeed, he did. Sliding onto pit road, but he gathers it back up. So he continues to roll. But what I'm seeing here from Bennett, Kruger, Armistead, and McGill, they're going to pit as late as they can and take it easy on their tires for the rest of this segment. And then they're going to stay out and assume the race lead with pretty much fresh tires. This is not a bad strategy for these guys that weren't going to be out front in the first place.
Yeah, and Caden, one of the faster cars on the racetrack, was leading for a good bit. Just mistakes on pit road, and that's tough. That'll take him out for now, but...
A long stop, 27 seconds and counting now for Caden Atkins. Either damage repair or he had a penalty. That's going to take that number 2 machine and knock him out of it. But right now, we're watching Brett Bennett, the fan vote winner. He leads this field. Looks like Michael Kruger is bailing out on this strategy, as is Jeffrey Armistead finally coming to pit road. Austin J. McGill going to stay out another lap, as is Brett Bennett. And like I said, this is just going to be a case of assuming, you know, track position once we get this caution at the end of lap 45.
And I believe the winner of this stage, when it all cycles out, is going to be Michael Thorpe.
Brett Bennett stays out another lap. The pay window is going to be close to closing here for Brett to make that last pit stop. Austin J. McGill is going to pull down pit road and take his final stop, but Brett Bennett staying out another lap. He is stretching it as far as he can, and I mean, again, that's the crack pipe from Brett. He's going to stretch it as far as he can to make sure that once he comes back out, he will be back on the lead. He will be, he should cycle through his race leader so long as this has been planned out right. But now here comes Brett coming to pit road, finally foregoing the race lead. And you are right. It's going to be a battle, actually, for Sean Kissany. Right there with Michael Thorpe Jr. battling. Now remember, the payout at the end of lap 45 is going to be $10. So this is for money. This is a money lap, this upcoming lap here for Thorpe and Kissany. Kissany sliding to the inside. He's got 3-lap pressure tires. Is that going to be enough to get by the 34 of Michael Thorpe Jr.?
You know, actually, something to watch here, McGill. He's coming off pit road right now. He's at pit exit. He might keep the lead here. He has pit. I don't know if he took 2 or no tires, but oh wait, never mind. It just
no,
updated, I think.
Austin J. McGill took 4 tires. He got back off of pit lane ahead of the race leaders, which is big in the fact that he's going to stay on the lead lap, and that's going to allow him to cycle around as the race leader, as one of the race leaders. If he gets ahead of Brett Bennett. Brett Bennett right now is pulling off of pit road as well, so we're keeping tabs on that. But right now, this strategy is going to work masterfully for Brett Bennett. He's going to get out in front of Armiston and Kruger for now, and the caution is out.
Yeah, and that was big for those guys like Brett and the 21 of McGill, because they stay on the lead lap. Everything worked out for them, and the only 2 cars left down is Ethan and Caden, who are still on the racetrack.
The caution comes out at the line. I believe they're going to score Sean Kissany as the segment winner.
Yeah, it was a photo finish there for the end, and Sean Kissany, I believe he got it. And honestly, I'm going to wait till scoring updates, but I believe Brett's in a really good spot right now.
Scoring is all sorts of jacked up right now. Not sure what just happened. Everything just got shaken up. But there we go. Back to normal. Sean Kissany going to be scored as your race leader, and is going to be scored as your segment 1 winner here tonight in the All-Star race. It's a $10 payout for this number 10 machine. So you'll see here as the field pits, Brett Bennett stays out. Now what I'm confused about though is they had Brett Bennett cycle back through to 3rd.
Yeah, I believe the reason for that is caution flags do not count. So these are, it's not updating because of that.
Oh, that's what we're having our issues with scoring for, is the caution laps not counting. Well, that's big for drivers like Moreno and Atkins. If they have any leftover damage, they can just get that repaired and just get right back to it. So we'll see. But that was the big thing too, was Brett Bennett, Oscar Enriquez, or at least for Brett Bennett's sake, taking a long run and pitting late is going to hand him this race lead.
Yeah, and that was actually a very good strategy from him. He's going to have track position. Same with people like Oscar, and Robert Lukens is still up there, actually. So those guys are going to have track position, but it's Oscar is not in that good of a spot here because way old tires. He was one of the earliest to pit, so unless he comes down and puts a second set on, he's going to be kind of in trouble here.
Yeah, staying out is pretty interesting for sure.
Oh yeah, and here we're gonna see the choose cone in action.
The choose cone will be in action next time by, whenever we get to 1 to green. Scoring is going to be crazy on your ticker. Do not regard any of that because it is going to be inaccurate. Here's where they run right now. Brett Bennett, your race leader. Then it's Oscar Enriquez in second. Robert Lukens is scored third. Noah Mayuri is fourth. Jeffrey Armistead is in fifth. Then back in sixth is Michael Kruger. Seventh being Jake Scarborough. Eighth is Austin J. McGill. Ninth is Sean Kissney. And 10th is Blaine Sparling. A lot of different pit strategies from these drivers that are out there right now. Brett Bennett, of course, on the freshest tires of the top 8 right now. With those 2 laps he ran, which even then he didn't really even run 2 laps. He ran a lap up to speed, if that. So he's going to have some pretty fresh tires. And he's going to have a good buffer between himself and the rest of the field. So it turns out being a great call by that 76 to run it dry, to kid out in front of the field. We'll see how things shake out. So there you go. Scoring is back updated correctly. First car on fresh tires is currently 9th place, Sean Kissney. The top 8 all have not come down pit road for this segment. So we'll see how things shake out with this 20-lap run. Juice cone this time. Bottom lane, top lane. Pick where you want to go. Looks like Oscar Enriquez goes to the bottom. You see the shaking up of how things play out. Looks like a bunch of different opinions. But Robert Lukens takes advantage of it. He'll go to the top of row 1. Be outside of Brett Bennett here.
Yeah, I like that pick from Robert. You know, get that front row. And, you know, he's on fresher tires, so also not being behind Oscar is an advantage as well. So I like that choose from him and Noah Mayuri. Of
the drivers in the top 8 that elected to stay out, 2 of them have been out on track for more than 10 laps. Jake Scarborough has been out for 12 laps. Oscar Enriquez 19 laps on his tires. So definitely going to be interesting to see how things shake up here for these drivers on this restart. But Brett Bennett, your race leader, an excellent call, might I add. That decision to go and stretch it all the way till that last lap he had to where he could pit, to be able to cycle back through as race leader, but also now have a buffer of some cars that also look to stay with him on older tires.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm kind of more interested in this battle that's going to be going on back here. It got shuffled up. People like Thorpe, Micah Walls, Caden Atkins, Dylan Parker, and Ethan Fonseca Moreno all rounding out the tail of the field. So we're going to see how this goes to start this 20-lap stage.
20 laps in the stage. Brett Bennett leads the field to the Geico restart zone. The green flag back out, back racing here at Charlotte.
Inside line, not very good there on the start. I'm not sure who it was, but some of them were not going. That gives Noah the opportunity to jump down to the bottom and try and make his way past. Actually going to try and take it 3 wide here.
He does take it 3 wide. Can he make the move stick? He'll get at least to the inside of Enriquez and try to get there by Robert Lukens. Has to back out of it as Lukens kind of cuts down the track. You see Enriquez fading back on the outside lane on those older tires. Maybe not the right call to have tires as old as the stint you're going to be running itself. But you see Enriquez already fading back to 7th after restarting in 3rd.
Yeah, and at this point, if you're Oscar, there's really nothing else you can do. You just kind of got to hope you can slot into a spot and throw on some tires later.
He'll have a chance to throw on tires later at the conclusion of lap 65. That's when he'll be able to do it. But right now, Michael Kruger side by side with Noah Mayuri for 3rd. They are battling there in the background just behind the number 20 machine of Robert Lukens. Big thing I'm keeping my eye on here with these guys driving. Everybody is on older tires comparative to Brett Bennett because he is on pretty much fresh tires compared, to what the other drivers have put on a couple laps, compared. So like we'll show you just right here. We'll show you the stint they're on right now. You can see how different it was. Brett essentially ran 1 green flag lap before we went back green, while the rest of the field ran more than that. You could see Lukens ran about 9 laps. Drivers like Michael Kruger, Noah Mayuri, 9 laps, 6 laps. So they've had some laps in their tires already before this went green. So Brett's
Yeah, and
got the advantage.
you know the JCTV guys like to, rightfully so, make fun of Brett, but I mean this time you kind of gotta give him props. That's really good strategy. Got himself track position, clean air, and a big tire advantage. So I think he could easily take home this stage win, as we're just 10 laps away from it, or 15 laps away from it now.
Yeah, 15 laps away. We're not there yet. But yeah, talking about Brett, you know, last week he was able to pick up his first career league racing victory in the Court Yes 2 Motorsport Truck Series at the Nashville Fairgrounds. His first time ever finding victory lane in a league race. But of course, it wasn't on JCTV, so it doesn't count. We'll look to see if he can add another asterisk next to his name winning an all-star race because, well, it's not a full-length race.
Yeah, I was one of the unfortunate ones who had to be there in the field for a Brett D. Bennett win, and it hurt my ego.
Well, it's okay. We'll make fun of you for it anyways. Michael Kruger, however, challenging Robert Lukens for the second spot. Side by side they go through 1 and 2. It's number 81 machine. He got a pretty big break with some drivers not showing up tonight. He was able to take a spot on the grid, but he is making the most out of it. Getting up here in the mix, now up to second. Right behind him, Austin J. McGill, another driver who didn't have a spot on the grid until late in the goings of qualifying. Now he's up here in fourth, mixing it up with the leaders.
Yeah, and we're seeing some of these guys who just have that tire advantage make their way up through the field. Michael Walls, he's currently 6th, and Austin J. McGill, who's in 4th, going to try and attack Robert Lukens here shortly.
Now Lukens dropping back to 3rd. May well fade back into 4th as well. Back in the background, I see Michael Thorpe Jr. battling with Jay Scarborough. This is for 10th. 34 really hasn't been able to build up a gap on those fresher tires. The one that's been able to gain on fresher tires has been Michael Walls in the 9 machine. He's up to 5th as this run goes on.
Yeah, I believe Thorpe is actually on slightly older tires than those guys. I think the last time he threw on tires was about lap 30, 31. So he pit pretty early compared to some of these guys like who are up front. But Michael Walls looks like he's about running over McGill there through the corner.
When is Michael Walls not running over someone? That's my question.
You know, Brett just driving away right now. But this battle for 4th, it's getting pretty tight. McGill trying to be on the defense, some hard defense. He's been trying to deny Michael Walls that inside line, but Michael will get there and drive it on in there.
Also up here in the mix too, not too far off, Darren Roy making his way into this top 5 battle here behind Austin J. McGill, getting by Jeffrey Armistead. Dylan Parker also right here. These guys are all ones that came down and took tires under that segment break. They're slowly running out of time here. Brett Bennett crosses the stripe. It should be 8 laps. Actually 7 laps to go until he'll get that segment win if he can hold on, but Michael Walls up to 3rd. He's not going to let Brett run away with it.
Yeah, it's a pretty big gap right now, and he still has yet to get by 2nd place, so I think Brett is safe for now. It'll be pretty close for the stage win if Micah can even get there.
If they have enough time. Right now, it's almost a 7/10 of a second gap to second place Michael Kruger, with Michael Walls trailing behind him by just 0.2 of a second and closing in. Dylan Parker gets by Robert Lukens for 4th. And obviously, with no cautions coming in this 20-lap period, everybody's going to come down pit road and take tires. Nobody's going to stay out. Nobody's going to risk it. They're going to all come down pit road and take tires. And, you know, it's going to be a shootout to the end. At least I don't think anybody's going to stay out. But I have seen crazier things happen, that is for sure. So right now, with just 5 laps to go in the segment, here comes Michael Walls to the inside of Michael Kruger for second. Now he's got a chance to go and get the race lead, but he has got an 0.8 of a second gap he has to overcome. At the line this next time, we'll see what the lap times are going to be. They should be in favor of Bennett, indeed, but just barely. 32.236 to a 32.268 for Michael Walls. So Walls just slightly slower, but now with clear track, he can try to start tracking down that 76. But I don't think he's going to have really enough time to get there.
And, I mean, Micah, he's not even fully safe right now as Dylan Parker's making a charge. Just got past Kruger effortlessly and has gotten that nose on the inside of Michael Walls. It's going to be a send here in turn 1 from Dylan.
And that's what Brett wants to see. He wants these two to go side by side through 1 and 2. He wants them to keep battling because that just allows him to stay out front and to lock this segment up, which will be pretty big for Brett to try to steal this segment. But you see Dylan Parker gets to second. Does he have enough time to try to track down Brett Bennett? He's going to have pretty much 3 laps to do this, and he's got about an 0.8 of a second gap.
Yeah, I don't want to speak too soon, but it's definitely not looking good for Dylan if he wants to get up there and win the stage. Comparing lap times, which Dylan was actually about 0.2 faster.
Yeah, Noah Mary on pit road. Interesting decision by the 8 machine to come down in pit lane, but we'll see. Dylan Parker is closing the gap, though, with 3 laps to go. He's reeling him in. I mean, he's not really flying, but it feels like he is with how he's starting to pull in on Brett Bennett.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping he gets them because I don't want to see Brett winning anything tonight. So we're all rooting on Dylan here.
0.3 of a second faster that time. Dylan Parker is coming. Brett Bennett does not have the ability to kind of just lay back. He's going to have to fight. Dylan Parker is running him down.
It actually depends on if the caution is thrown at the completion of lap 65, because last time it was thrown. Wow, that's close there. We're going to see when this caution's thrown. I'm not sure when it'll be.
Oh, Dylan Parker went down on the red. I don't know if he can do that. The caution flag flies, though.
Yeah, Brett got saved by that yellow. But
Brett Bennett just barely won it there. That was a ballsy move to try and go for it by Dylan Parker. We'll watch that number 3 machine. He'll slide up in the corner here, sending it as hard as he can. But right here, the crossover attempt. There's no pass in the turf here. Dylan Parker will have to settle for second, while Brett Bennett will take the second segment.
Yeah, but again, Brett is in an absolutely beautiful spot because everyone's coming down, throwing tires on it, and if he's first off pit road, that'll be big because it's just a 10-lap sprint from here on out. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Tires will not matter, but you got to throw them on here.
Yeah, it's just a matter of throwing these tires on, seeing who can get away with it. But really quickly, we have got somebody, I believe, that is waiting to talk to us here. So we just witnessed Brett Bennett win the second segment, but on the phone right now with us, we have Andrew Elias, driver the number 44 truck in the Pit News Truck Series. Andrew, you got us?
Yeah, I got you guys. How about Brett?
Yeah, Brett able to score a segment win. He's currently the leader. We'll see how he throws it away in this race. But, you know, you've been definitely on the edge of your seat watching this race. How are you feeling as we get ready to head into this final 10-lap shootout?
Dawson, you are absolutely right. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. Like, this race has me edging so hard. But going back to the race, though, we got to keep in mind, Brett went to Baylor. What is Baylor good at? Covering things up. Brett's going to cover that lead up for 10 more laps and win this race. But I know we saw a guy slipping back, that Michael Kruger. Now he's got some fresh tires. What do you think about him, Bibbs? Or Dawson?
Michael Kruger's definitely going to have a good chance at it, too, with where he's at in the running order. I think if he can get up there and be in the mix at the end of this one, Michael Kruger could also be a thorn in the side of Brett Bennett.
Yeah, that's true, but you got to remember, Mikey's an Alabama boy. He likes to win. And when I saw him on those fresh tires earlier, he was eyeing that lead like it was a cousin at a family reunion. He's coming, boy.
Alrighty, well, if we're talking about those Champions United Motorsports drivers, what do you think about Jeffrey Armistead?
I don't know. He's a little bit too far back for my liking. I believe, what's he, back in 9th, 10th place right now?
About 10th place.
Yeah, I don't know if he has a chance. I think it's up to, I think it's going to be between Parker and Bennett and Kruger, in my honest opinion.
Alrighty, that is a good in-race report on the phone with our good buddy, Andrew Elias. Andrew, thanks for joining us. And anybody else you want to shout out or anything?
Yeah, I want Brett to win this race. I know I heard Dane Cruz saying that he doesn't want Brett to win anything, but I want Brett to win this.
Well, alrighty, that is Andrew Elias, special guest from the In the Pits News Truck Series, joining us on the phone. Thanks for joining us, Andrew. We'll see you on Saturday nights.
All right, man.
Well, so some kind of interesting things happening on track during that. Thorpe is the leader. Darren Roy is second. Dylan Parker, I believe, is the first car on tires. He beat Brett off of pit road. So, you know, even if they didn't stay out, Brett would not even be the leader.
I'm seeing where Oscar Enriquez is asking if there were 2 sets of tires, and I'm trying to see how that would be the case for some of these drivers who have come to pit road 3 times now. That we'd only have 2 sets of tires. Interesting. I think there was 3 sets of tires, and Oscar just went ahead his counts wrong. I believe is what happened.
I believe it's 3 sets, but 2 changes. It counts the ones on the car you start with.
Yeah, which would still not make any sense because some drivers have made 3 stops and changed tires every time. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But here's how they're lining up to restart. Michael Thorpe Jr. did not pit. He is on his last set, 20-lap-old tires. Same with the 96 of Darren Roy. No tires left for that 96 machine. Brett Bennett and Dylan Parker on freshies. Their first 2 out right there. Then Michael Walls, Michael Kruger. Then you see Robert Lukens and Jeffrey Armistead there making up row number 4. And in row 5, it's Austin J. McGill. And I believe that is Sean Kissinger, your segment 1 winner, to the outside. Now, I'm not going to lie, though. I don't know if I really like Dylan Parker choosing the outside behind Darren Roy here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's, you know, you want to theoretically move up, like a position, but like, I don't know. You also have to factor in, these guys on the wheel spin, and we'll see how it works. But the aggression's all the way up. Everyone's going to be given 110 here.
Oh yeah,
and,
absolutely.
I'm really curious to see who comes out on top here.
And it's going to be a matter of who comes out on top. Yeah, you mentioned the tire spin. I would think I'd want to be the guy who's behind the race leader rather than the guy who's restarting second, but we'll see how it pans out. Michael Thorpe Jr., Darren Roy, the front row, 10 laps to go in the All-Star race. Green flag flies back underway at Charlotte, and there's the tire spin on the top lane. You see how badly it keeps Dylan Parker at bay. Here comes Brett Bennett now with Michael Walls in tow.
Yeah, that hurt Dylan a lot. I thought his strategy was just going to be throw it up against the wall and go, but...
Oh, Darren Roy's in the wall in the
get
background.
the
Here
lane.
comes and he moved to the outside by Brett Bennett. Oh, turn,
Oh!
Robert Lukens!
Robert Lukens has been having a fantastic race, but turned into the wall, I believe,
Oh,
by Dylan
Jeffrey
Parker.
Armistead gets launched by Noah Mayuri, but man, oh man, a great run tonight by Robert Lukens is going to come up short in this final segment. Heavy damage to the 20 machine.
Yeah, pretty tight 3-wide racing, and I mean, like we said, it's up to 110. The aggression is, and that's just how it goes at the end of these races.
Take a look back at your JCTV replay here. Battling on the back straightaway, and then right here, it looks like Dylan Parker just got in the back of Robert Lukens, and around he went. Jeffrey Armistead just, oh man, Armistead had that wreck missed pretty much. He was barely on Lukens, if even. That hit from Noah Mayuri is going to seal the deal for him.
Oh.
A tough break for Jeffrey Armistead there. Michael Kruger was involved as well. Here's a look. You see right there, just the contact. Michael Kruger gets involved. Sean Kisney got around. Either Fonseca Moreno got hit. Yeah, Jeffrey Armistead didn't even hit him. And just got absolutely clobbered.
Yeah, a lot of guys collected in that one, and that's just what happens when it's towards the front of the field. And you got it's heartbreak for Robert Lukens, as he was right there in fourth, and I don't know, just maybe lost track of where Dylan was. He didn't leave too much room, but it's the end of the race, and you gotta take the space. And just ran out of it there.
Kind of hard to tell what really happened up ahead. We're gonna look at Dylan Parker's bumper here in a second. We'll look on board. Oscar Enriquez is on board through all this. Kisney, Weimer, sideways there.
Yeah, Oscar was drifting on through there. Got a little bump from Ethan. Got him going. Wow. Basically avoided it all.
On board with the 3. Yeah, it looks like he was trying to squeeze right there. He didn't realize he was bottom 3 wide.
Yeah, it's just tough. You know, you want to take the space, but...
And Michael Kruger forcing it 3 wide right there, and then just... Lukens. Chance. And there you go. Hit to Michael Kruger. The 81 around.
And how about that top 6 being 3 wide? We're looking like Daytona and Talladega out here at Charlotte towards the end of this race, and it's unfortunate I had to end up with chaos with some of these guys, but we'll see how it ends up.
Here's how we restack it here. Michael Thorpe Jr. will maintain the race lead, but a hard-charging Brett Bennett is going to be second. Darren Roy is going to stay third. After all that, because of the last scoring line was when they crossed start-finish line, taking the green flag. Brett had gotten ahead of Roy because of Roy's tire spin, so the field goes back to what it was after they crossed the line on the restart. So that is going to be big for Brett. He's going to get a chance to go to the outside of Michael Thorpe Jr. and restart side by side with him to go for the race lead. Meanwhile, Darren Roy and Michael Walls are right there in the background in that 3rd and 4th spot. Dylan Parker is back in 5th because of this. So this will be a big restart here.
Yeah, and Darren Roy, actually, that was huge. He's on those old tires. He started 2nd on that restart, fell back to about 8th, avoided that wreck, and he's 3rd. So, big for him, and he's going to choose the inside.
Red will choose the outside. So here's how they line up here as we get ready to go back green after that massive incident. It wiped out a couple cars, but you know that big grace period of having caution laps not count has allowed a lot of these guys to try to get some damage repaired and get back going. So you see a lot of cars still rolling here. But it's going to be front row, Michael Thorpe Jr., Brett Bennett, and Darren Roy, Michael Walls, Austin J. McGill, and Dylan Parker. That's your top 3 rows.
Dylan Parker, I believe, is actually being called out for just driving through the choose cone. So I'm not sure what penalty that'll be or if they're even going to give it to him, but I guess that's worth noting.
Here we go. 10 laps to determine the winner of the Season 11 All-Star Race here in the Slide Job Racing League. Michael Thorpe Jr., Brett Bennett, the front row. The green flag flies. 10 laps to go here. And wheel spin by Darren Roy. He'll get down to the bottom. Gathering it back up, and they're wrecking in the back. Don Blazer
and
into the
Armistead
inside wall. And Armistead sideways. He gets it back straight. We stay green. Bennett now, Parker, Walls, all together. Bennett trying to get to the outside, can't get there. Thorpe's going to throw the block. Thorpe's going to get turned. Sideways, Bennett's in the wall. Michael Walls to the race lead.
They all saved that, and Dylan's going to go to second.
Big wreck. Robert Lukens again around.
I can't believe the wreck wasn't there in the top 5. Wow, these guys were all going for it.
And mercy kill for Robert Lukens as he toes out of this race. We'll take a look at your JCTV replay to see what happened here to this number 20 machine as they were battling up ahead. The leaders were getting so tight together. Oh, and just contact with Blaine Sparling. Michael Kruger, Matthew Stotts, Ethan Montague Moreno, Darren Roy got a piece of the action.
Yeah, to me, it just looked like Robert got a little too low. Just kind of slid up a little bit and just ran out of room. Blaine Sparling was there and head on into the wall. That'll blow his engine.
Look at it again here. There, Darren Roy involved in contact. Darren Roy now officially going to be out of this race.
And I believe somehow through all of that, Michael Thorpe is the leader right now.
He'll manage to keep the lead because of scoring. Brett Bennett, though, challenging, of course, but it's going to go to Michael Thorpe Jr. for leading that prior lap.
Yeah, that's huge for him. That's a big break because he fell to about 9th, and he's just going to be able to restart there on the front row and have, the ability to go whenever he wants. So that's wow. So it's kind of hard to tell right now, but I believe Thorpe is the leader. Brett 2nd, Michael Walls 3rd, Dylan Parker 4th, and Austin McGill 5th. So, as they just chose, I believe, and the lights are out in the pace car, so we'll be going green this time.
So here we go. We'll try this again. Michael Thorpe Jr. will maintain the race lead. This time a little bit of damage to that 34 machine after getting into Brett Bennett, getting the wall. Bennett will go back to the outside. Then Michael Walls and Dylan Parker making up row number 2. Row 3, Austin J. McGill, Jake Scarborough. Good recovery from that issue coming to pit road earlier on. See what happens. So here we go. Green flag. Thorpe with a good launch. Bennett caught sleeping.
Yeah, I think, a slow through turn 1. Thorpe, I don't know if that's the damage or a missed shift or something, but he'll fall back all the way to 5th immediately. Michael Walls to the lead. Brett gonna try and get to his outside. He does.
Brett Bennett going to the outside. Thorpe's got a problem. Fading fast here on the back straightaway. Is it possible he's out of gas somehow?
I'm not sure. He just said he thinks he's down on power, so I don't think it's a fuel issue, but I don't think his damage would hurt him that bad.
There'll be 7 laps to go with the line. Bennett's there. Dylan Parker's there. Michael Walls, the leader. They're all trailing that 9 machine. Bennett trying to get to the inside. Austin J. McGill on his back bumper down the back straightaway.
Oh, Dylan Parker had a big run. Michael Walls just kind of boxed him in. Brett D. Bennett gonna send it down in there, pushing up. That'll open the door for McGill if he has a run, but
oh, Dylan Parker hits the wall.
Yeah, that halted his momentum. He'll fall back to 4th. McGill just barely getting the inside of Brett. See if he can defend that.
Side by side, they go for 2nd. McGill drifts up. He doors Brett Bennett. They're still side by side. Dylan Parker on the back bumper of the 76. Michael Walls, though, out to a 2/10 of a second lead, almost 3/10 now. Dylan Parker going to try to send it 3 wide. Jake Scarborough there on the inside going to try to make a move. Now Bennett's in the wall. Bennett makes contact. Scarborough's making the move to the inside. They're 3 wide. Not enough room. Somebody's going to have to give.
How about Jake Scarborough up here late? I mean, I don't know where he's been running all night. Contact there. Dylan up into the wall because of Brett, but man, this is a hard battle, and Oscar's getting up here somehow.
Somehow, some way, they're fighting, but right now it's all for 3rd. Michael Walls trying to run away with it. Austin J. McGill wants to play spoiler. They're going to get 4 laps to go this time. Who's going to get to the line first?
I think there are some faster cars like Dylan and maybe Oscar. I don't know if he has fresh tires or what, but he's pulled up here pretty late. I think they're just kind of getting stuck behind Brett and Scarborough, but Scarborough, they're done battling
Parker
for now.
knocked down the wall, got into Atkins. How about Caden Atkins here in the picture as well?
Yeah, that pit mistake just at the tail end of the first stage put him a lap down for most of this event. Now he's back up here about the 6th position, I believe.
3 to go. McGill is closing in on Michael Walls, slightly faster that lap. Is he going to have enough time?
Ooh, Caden slightly into the back of Oscar Enriquez there. Brett
in the wall in the back,
just
stops and kissing. McGill is faster. He is closing in again.
Oh man, they're about to wreck here, back for about 4th. Brett just kind of holding these guys up. He is falling.
3 laps to go. The battle for the lead between McGill and Walls as they head into turn 1. McGill's faster. Bennett's going to block Dylan Parker to the wall.
These guys are racing really hard back here. I mean, that's for 4th. That's a good position, but
Dylan almost drove in the back of the 76. He gets off of him. Enriquez goes by. Bennett's in the wall. Doors to Dylan Parker again.
McGill was hard into the wall there off of turn 4. It's all Michael Walls' race here. Who would have thought he's going to be coming home an all-star?
On the back straightaway, Jake Scarborough up to 2nd. McGill got the wall, killed his momentum. They're going to come through 3 and 4 for the final time. The win of the last oval at Nashville. He'll make 2 oval wins in a row. Michael Walls is going to win the Season 11 Slide Job Racing League All-Star Race.
he ran a really good race. He was definitely one of the faster guys tonight, and he just played it perfect there at the end. A lot of these guys did. All of this top 5 just didn't show a lot of speed or a lot of raw pace, and here they are ending up here like McGill and Oscar and even Jake Scarborough.
Really quick, I want to look back because out of all of that, Brett Bennett and Dylan Parker still wound up next to each other.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Dylan was doing there at the end of this race. It just looks like he, on his final lap, on the final lap, he tried to Chastain and he just drove it in full throttle and into the wall.
Sean Kisley in the background did the same thing. Right here you can see Brett Bennett just beating Dylan Parker to the line there at the end. That was for 9th.
And Michael Walls, I don't know, man. He's here at the end of these races, and it paid off big tonight.
I think that was Ethan that hit him there.
Yeah, that was. All the T1A guys just burning it down the straightaway here. And we ended it before September 13th, at least, so...
Yeah, I mean, 5 minutes beforehand, just shy of going into a second-day stream here on JCTV, but Michael Walls takes home the checkered flag. Burn it down with Jake Scarborough, who finished second. We'll take a look at your finishing results here. Michael Walls comes home with victory. Jake Scarborough there in second. Austin J. McGill, Oscar Enriquez, there's Kay Nackings up to your top 5. Matthew Stott's able to get in there with a 6th place finish. Up at Noah Mayuri in 7th. Sean Kissany 8th. And then, of course, Brett Bennett, Dylan Parker 9th and 10th. And the rest of the field there, Jeffrey Armistead was 11th. Don Blazier, Michael Kruger, and Michael Thorpe Jr., Jeff Weimer, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Darren Roy, Blaine Sparling, and Robert Lukens, all involved in accidents, unfortunately, taken out of this race, unable to complete the distance in this one. So we get through with all that. And we go now to drivers that are still here. Still got drivers here. Drivers burning it out and celebrating. We're going to talk about the guys that are here tonight that brought it home top 3. So first things first, we're going to go to the driver who brought it home in 3rd tonight. See if we can get a hold of Austin J. McGill. Looking, there he is. Hey, Austin J. McGill, it's the boys who've been in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
Alrighty, well, it's a 3rd place run, but man, oh man, it could have been a lot worse. It was a chaotic run for you from start to finish, but you were able to bring it home 3rd. What was that race like for you from the driver's seat?
To be honest, it was pretty chaotic. We had a great first run. Went the whole first stage under green, which was really enjoyable. I was a little confused on how most of the guys still had a set of tires left, but I don't know. I just tried to put myself in a good spot to be up front near the end, and I mean, it did work out. And then I made a bit of a stupid mistake with like 2 to go and just put myself in the wall and gave up any chance I had at winning the race. But I mean, I'm not mad with the 3rd place.
Yeah, 3rd place unfortunately doesn't pay out anything other than just maybe bragging rights, but you had a couple misses there throughout that race, including that insane miss with that late wreck What was that like? Seeing as like maybe that was your last chance of trying to even go to win that race. Going up in smoke.
Definitely. What's the word I could use? Let's say breathtaking. I did think I was gonna get involved in that 3 wide wreck, but I had the perfect distance between myself and those 3 guys that I was able to slow down and not get rammed from behind. So I'm just glad I could survive that one.
Alrighty, a third place run still. Anybody want to shout out teammates, sponsors? Look at that 21 machine up here with some TV time and a good finish here tonight.
I just shout out to you guys over JCTV for being patient and putting on this whole showing this whole all-star race thing. And shout out to my teammates, Michael Thorpe Jr. He's in the VC with me the whole time and just helping me out. And yeah, I also just want to shout out all the guys I raced tonight for being patient and actually showing up and not leaving since it's getting pretty late. But all in all, just a good race, and I'm proud of that.
Alrighty, that was your third place finisher here in the All-Star race tonight, Austin J. McGill. Congrats on that third place run, Austin.
Thanks, guys.
And with that, we head down to pit reporter Dane Cruz. Dane, I think you have caught up with our second place finisher in tonight's All-Star race. That would be Mr. Jake Scarborough.
Get Jake Scarborough here. Hello, Jake Scarborough. It's the JCTV booth. You got us?
Yes, I do.
So, ended up second. I watched you miss that big one. How was the racing out here tonight? That looked like a good time.
It was definitely fun. After the Open, I thought I was going to be in it, but luckily I got to be added into the field last second. So I was just kind of hoping to kind of use it as practice because, as you guys know, I don't really bring in good results. And so to kind of have tonight to run out there and, know that there's really nothing on the line for me in a sense, unless I somehow get lucky and win it. It was nice to be able to avoid everything for once and finish where I did.
Yeah, I was watching you. I wasn't paying attention to you the entire race, but it kind of just seemed like you snuck up through there. And then, in true Daniel Hemrick fashion, you end up second tonight. So, do you think if you had a couple more laps, you would have had something for Micah, or is it just he would have won it anyways?
I mean, it's tough to say. I feel like Micah would have had it anyways because he's more used to this stuff than I am. I've only been on the service for a couple months now, so to finish P2 to a guy like him and someone who's gotten a win already this season, it's a little confidence booster for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and moving up, you started 18th, basically shotgun of the field, and ended up second. So, big move to the front. And any shout outs if anyone need to?
Basically just want to thank the buddies at T1A, like Sean, Micah, Stotts, working with them all race and trying to figure stuff out. So I got to thank them for, helping out in that result.
Yeah, the T1A guys all had a really good run tonight, maybe except for Ethan. So congratulations on the second, and see you around.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.
All right. Well, our winner, Micah Walls, he's currently muted. Oh, he's back. Dawson, you got Micah?
I do believe I have him down here in Victory Lane. $55 richer.
Let's go.
Michael Walls. Micah, you were able to get through that chaos. You were able to survive to the end, and you were able to take the checkered flag. What was that race like for you, just kind of being a part of all the chaos and just watching it all unfold around you?
Yeah, that race was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun this race. That first stage, we just kind of rode in the back and took fuel only at that first stage. And the second stage, flew up with new tires and just used up my stuff a little bit. But the last 10 laps there were very interesting and very frustrating with the timing lines and things like that. But Other than that, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely a lot of fun. But I gotta ask, you said that you did just fuel only in that first stage?
Yep. First stage was only fuel only.
Right. Well, we'll see how that should. But anyways, but yeah, I spoke about during the beginning of the broadcast. You know, your week on JCTV has been kind of hectic from last Thursday night in the Coast to Coast Racing Series. Had a chance to go for the win, big wreck on the last lap. Then you had a run in with Brett Bennett on Saturday night in the Independence News Truck Series. So, do you feel like this is a bit of redemption to be able to score the victory here tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. Saturday was quite frustrating. I did that to myself, but bit of a little bit of motivation going to the next couple races, for me at least.
Alrighty, that is race winner there. You got anybody else who shout out, teammates, sponsors? What gets it done for that 9 machine here in the Slide Job Racing League?
I want to thank Jared Bogley and all the T1A party. And, I'm really proud of Jake for finishing second tonight. I want to give him a big shout out. No, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, alrighty, that was your race winner here tonight, Michael Walls. Congrats again, Mike, on that race win.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's Dane, I'll ask you that question because I want to know. I mean, obviously, a mandatory 4-tire stop was what was on the docket for these drivers after lap 25. Is it possible we see anything come of that? Because Micah's saying he took fuel only. Kind of interesting.
I mean, I'm not sure, but it worked. So
I mean, yeah, it worked, all right. It for sure worked, but I mean, we'll have to see from Mr. Mayuri. We'll find out. We'll have to figure this all out because obviously it's gonna. It's definitely gonna be interesting if that shakes anything up because that could definitely change results and. We'll see. I'll keep it on air for just a few minutes. We're gonna try to get a hold of Noah Mayuri. See what he says just in case. Because that's probably going to be an issue. So just to clarify for the rules' sakes, so drivers had to take a mandatory 4-tire green flag stop from lap 25 to lap 45. It had to be a 4-tire stop, green flag pit stop. If Mike is admitting that he only took fuel and didn't take tires in that stop, it's possible that something could come up with that. We may see something change. But I want to wait before any of that is decided before we really sign off on the air. Now, this is the first ever, by the way, celebrating history, by the way, tonight, Dane. You are a part of history. I want you to know that. You know why you're part of history?
Brett won something?
No, this is the first ever JCTV broadcast to go over into the next day.
I'm glad to be part of that.
Well, we're going to have a little longer
tired.
time because there has been an announcement that the race is under review now by the admin teams that mentioned that Micah said where he said he took fuel only in stage 1. That might come back to bite him in the ass because it'll be interesting.
Well, what do we do in the meantime?
Right now we just kind of chill and talk about highlights at this point about what we saw. I mean, Dane, what did you see in this race? What did you think of this race being in the booth instead of being on the track?
I mean, it kind of played out as I expected. We ran the first long stage green, ran the second stage basically green, and then the third stage was mayhem. You know, if you can hit the strategy okay, it doesn't really matter what you do for the first 65 or so laps. It all comes down to that last 10 lap stage, and there were a couple big ones couple big crashes who set up some guys for good finishes and took a couple guys out who were having good runs like Robert Lukens. So, it was an interesting race for sure, but it's getting a lot more interesting as the night goes on.
Well, do you want to see about getting a hold of somebody else, see what they're thinking of? Let's see who else is kind of floating around. I noticed that Jake Scarborough's still in the booth, so we have a chance to talk to him. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we'll have a chance to maybe pull him in and talk to him if something happens.
I mean, I'm not sure about this whole under review thing because I think you'd have to look at other people as well, but I don't think we could all do that tonight and sit here and wait.
Oh, no, I mean, there's a very good chance that we have time. It shouldn't be very long to hear back on that one. Should be very quick. So we're on a hold. We're waiting to see, just to update you fans on what's going on. Michael Walls, in his post-race interview, admitted that he did not take tires in that first segment. It was a requirement to take tires in that first segment. It was required a mandatory 4-tire stop. So if that's the case, and he didn't take tires, then that will end up possibly causing a disqualification on his end. Now, we're going to see if we can go back and look and see when his pit stop was. Let me see if I can get that pulled up for us here. See if I can get it pulled up. We're going to look back. It would have been on lap 33. So we're going to go back and look and see this pit stop from Michael Walls. He pit from the 3rd position at the time, and we're going to watch and see. If we see the tires go up, it's one thing, but this is a mandatory 4-tire stop is what he had to do. This is when Jake Scarborough had his issue coming to pit road too. So we'll just take a look and see really quick and see if Michael Walls did take his tires or not. No tires on the 9 there in that stop. You can see it. The tires don't go up. He just got gas only. We'll look ahead and see about Jake Scarborough too. I know he was talking about it possibly. This was his stop on the start of the cycle when he had the issue coming to pit road. So long as he took tires. Obviously, he had a very slow stop anyways. The fact that he even recovered to come back to 2nd was a story in of itself, much less possibly coming back and ultimately being scored the winner. But you can see where he got his... You can see where the tires go up. So he got a 4-tire stop. So Scarborough didn't have an issue. So we are currently waiting. Official word. But I would have to say that is pretty much cut and dry. Jake Scarborough did indeed take his tires. He did indeed make his pit stop right, but Michael Walls did not take tires. So, Dane, I mean, what are you thinking if you're race control here?
I mean, the rules are the rules, but it's kind of hard because, you know, he admitted in his interview and it wasn't caught immediately. I don't know. It's a hard call, but at the end of the day, it's written pretty explicitly that you have to make a mandatory 4-tire stop before lap whenever. I closed the thing. I can't see it anymore, but you know the rules.
Yeah, it had to be before
after
lap 25 to lap 45 under green. You had to take a mandatory 4-tire pit stop, to which Michael Walls did not do. And so that is what we're currently waiting for. We're just waiting back from word from the race admins because this very likely could shift the finishing order of this race and could likely hand us a new winner in Jake Scarborough, which, again, if this does happen this way and we wind up seeing Michael Walls get DQ'd or anything, this is an amazing comeback for Scarborough. From the incident he had coming onto pit road to having to miss that accident, that pretty big accident there late in the race, he had an amazing miss at that wreck. And for that to be a reason for him to be able to go on now and say that he won the All-Star race, that is incredible. So we're going to go back and take a look at this wreck avoidance by Jake Scarborough here. This was on lap 68. Near the end of the race. This was the issue with Michael Thorpe Jr., I believe. Actually, this was near the end of it. This is not the wreck avoidance. We're going to look back and see if it was around right here. It might have been this one right here.
Is it possible that we could get a winner leading 0 laps? Did Jake lead any laps?
I do not believe he did. You'd have to check on that one through the iRacing sim, but looking right here, Jake Scarborough having to see this happen ahead of him, having that almost take him out right there. That was definitely a case to be scared. But you see the background, Robert Lukens wrecking there. That was the second time Lukens had been involved in an accident.
Yeah, so Jake Scarborough actually did lead 0 laps tonight, so it is looking pretty possible that we could have a 0 lap-led winner tonight.
We're going to take a look on board with Jake Scarborough during this accident, the first accident that involved Robert Lukens. That was Darren Roy in the wall up ahead. He was the one that was visible to see this incident. We'll go look some more onboard incidents from this accident too, but just look at how close this one comes to him being involved.
And we do have official word. Noah Maori has dropped the bomb. Michael Walls has been disqualified from the race. He did not make a mandatory 4-tire pit stop under green, and Jake Scarborough is your winner.
So there it is. Jake Scarborough is going to be your race winner here tonight. Huge news there out of the admin team here in the Slide Jawb Racing League. Race Control determined that it was no-go for not making that 4-tire stop. So with that, we will get a hold of who was second place, who is now your winner, and $55 richer, that being Jake Scarborough. Jake, you did it without leading a single lap, but I don't care what they say. The stats can say whatever they want. The comeback it took to even come to finishing second, much less now being the winner, was all worth it. What's it like here and now that you are going to officially be determined to be the Slide Jawb Racing League All-Star Race winner?
I mean, that's pretty cool. I hate that for Micah. Because this is going to be my first iRacing one across any league. So I don't care if it's an all-star race or not. That's pretty crazy that this would even happen. So not the ideal way to get the first one, but I guess you got to take what you're given. So I don't know why he took none. I'm kind of confused by that. I know he mentioned something about it during the race, but I was still kind of unfamiliar about the rules. But I ended up taking 4 because of the incident. So. I mean, I guess I'll have to take it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, but hey, it's your first win. You got to get it somewhere, and it all starts there. How big of a confidence boost will this be here for you for the rest of the season, knowing now that you can at least be up there and contend with the big dogs?
Well, as I said already, just running up there and kind of having the race I did was already a bit of a confidence booster. So, we got to just look forward to next week with North Wilkesboro and kind of look past that and see what else can, come up of the season.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to it, but we'll ask you again now because, now we go from second place to the win. Teammates, sponsors, shout outs. Who do you want to thank for helping you get here to this $55 prize at the end of the rainbow?
Well, obviously the people I thanked earlier, but some more people to throw in. Basically, just the entire T1A group because those guys have helped me a lot. Obviously, Jonathan Parker, Gabe Cazzola, those two especially have helped me out for the most part since the second I got this. So, to get as far as this, I mean, it's crazy to say that I guess I'm on the list of an all-star winner.
Well, alrighty. It's got to start somewhere, and it starts here tonight with his first career win on iRacing. Congrats again, Jake Scarborough, your winner here in the All-Star race. And with that, we will also bring in now one of the active, I believe he is one of the board members here in the Slide Jawb Racing League, an active member of the adminning team here in race control, that being the driver of the 34, Michael Thorpe Jr., to better break down what happened. Michael, I mean, it pretty much all got spurned out of Micah saying he didn't take tires in that first stop. What was the ultimate decision that came from race control?
I honestly don't know, but this is definitely like one of the biggest upsets I have ever seen. Like, this is insane. I'm speechless.
Yeah, I think we all kind of are, but we just witnessed we witnessed history. I think this is the first time ever in the Slide Jawb Racing League driver has won after leading no laps. Yeah. It's definitely something to see, but at the end of the day, we were able to see you finished 14th, a lap down after some incidents or issues. But what was your takeaway from this race as a whole and getting ready to get back into gear next week?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm already just move on to the situation. I'm kind of upset that the iRacing damage model kind of screwed me. So I broke it down, and my rear bumper actually glitched into Brett's left front, and when we door each other, it just caved in the whole thing and messed up the car. I don't know how. I wasn't down on power, and the tires weren't bad. So this screwed by damage model.
Yeah, the new damage model is going to cause some issues, but it should provide a little bit more interesting results, to say the least, throughout the season. But thanks again for the explanation, Michael, and we'll see you next week out there at, I believe, North Wilkesboro.
Well, that's gonna be an interesting one.
I believe it is. I could be wrong. Let me double check and make sure. Yeah, North Wilkesboro
it
next
is.
week. So, yeah, we'll see you at North Wilkesboro.
All right, guys, take care.
And that is Michael Thorpe Jr. That was just on the phone with us there over the radio. But that'll do it from us here, Dane. Just any final thoughts before we go off here?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even really know what to say. I mean, I'm happy for Jake, and it sucks for Michael Walls. He was gonna get away with it if it weren't for calling himself out. So you have to feel bad for him. But wow, just wild ending to this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, wild ending. Yeah, just everything was wild there at the end of this race, and at the end of the day, that was the kind of racing we had. So we want to thank you for tuning in and watching tonight's broadcast of the Slide Jawb Racing League. It came down to the end, and then it came down to something else. A penalty to Michael Walls takes him out of it and hands the win to Jake Scarborough, who will take home the checkered flag here tonight. I want to thank you for tuning into this very long broadcast with us and hanging tough with us all. It was a long night, but at the end of the day, Jake Scarborough picks up his first career Slide Job Racing League win. Congrats again go out to Jake and everybody else out here tonight that was able to put on a show for the fans here. And we want to thank you for tuning in, as always, here to JCTV. For Dane Cruz, it's Dawson Allen signing off saying so long and get some sleep.
Can't change the station, but there's something